Pontiff is the incumbent emperor of Surya Vamsha Surangi Samrajyam, present 293rd Jagadguru Mahasannidhanam, the Supreme Pontiff of Kailasa Natha Shyamala Pita Sarvajna Peetham, the present Mahamandaleshwar, the supreme spiritual head of Mahanirvani Akhada, which is the largest apex monastic order of Hinduism. The Supreme Pontiff is also the 1008th Acharya Mahamandaleshwar, the head of all spiritual leaders of Akhada, the ancient apex body of Hinduism. He is the present 23rd Guru Mahasannidhanam of Dharma Mukti Swargapuram Adinam, and SPH was elected as the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism by a congregation of over 1,000 Hindu leaders, 1,000 pontiffs of Hinduism.
He is revered as the teacher of Sanatana Hindu Dharma. It's the most prolific, most viewed, read, and watched. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has authored over 300 books, 10,000 articles in 3 languages, mainly English, Tamil, and Sanskrit. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism also, and these books are translated into 50 languages with over 10,000 titles, and over 20 million copies of books and articles are sold, read, and downloaded. Over 10,000 hours of discourses enriched and enriched 1 billion plus lives digitally. Respected as commentator of all sacred scriptures such as Upanishads, Bhagavad Gita, Shiva Sutras, Brahma Sutras, Yoga Sutras, Ashtavakra Gita, Jain Sutras, etc. He is honored as the leader of Sanatana Hindu Dharma, the most awarded, internationally recognized Hindu leader, who is the reviver of 108 ancient Hindu sampradayas, including the Rudrakanyas, Rudras, Rishis, Rishikas, Bhairavas, Bhairavis, Sannyasis, establisher of the largest Hindu university, Kailasa Nithyananda Hindu University in the world, with sacred campuses in 150 countries, establisher of 1,000 plus Kailasa enlightenment ecosystem, founder and reviver of over 100 Sarvajna Pitas, collector of the largest Hindu library with over 1 million books, 1 million family scriptures, and over 20 million digital books.
Today, above and beyond all of these that we heard, ultimately as the cosmic mother, Parashakti, and as the living incarnation of Paramashiva, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is extending himself, coming down, and making himself available to humanity to answer all of our prayers, to bestow us with all the boons that we are praying for. So let us get ready to understand, cognize one of the most important aspects of what it means to live with an avatar, what it means to receive the Diksha from an avatar. Let us now get ready to experience an experiential understanding of what are the effects, impacts of having the Diksha. So stay tuned, and just after a short break, we are going to be entering the next segment, a very exciting segment to understand what is Diksha, what are its benefits, and how it will unfold itself into you.
listen intensely. Life, consciousness in you does not end while your body drops dead. It moves from different universes, vertical time zones, lives in different time zones as per its free will, knowledge, desire, but ultimately to get enlightened, complete liberation, Paramashivoham, your soul has to come back to this karma bhumi, the Bhumandala. This Bhumandala and the Jati ecosystems, the caste ecosystems, Hindu, Jnana, Sannyasa, Yoga, Grihastha, multiple spiritual ecosystems are created for the souls to come back and rebirth and grow more and more towards enlightenment easily, quickly, in accelerated speed and space. Understand the secret of Sayujya Mukti. Your Kundalini Shakti experiences the bondage inside your body due to compulsive sexual appetite. All the male bodies building intense yogic body through yoga and pranayama, building the mind of Tyaga-centric, will heal your compulsive sexual appetite and make you reach Sayujya. All female bodies, love-centered care, serving every being, will liberate you from the compulsive sexual appetite and make your Kundalini reach Sahasrara, which is Kailasa, Paramashivoham, Sayujya. Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Yes. So let us now see the manifestation of the extraordinary Shaktis. And before we start with the demonstration by the Balasans and the Nithyananda Yogis, let us see what are Shaktis and how do we manifest all these extraordinary Shaktis. Today, the Balasans, the Nithyananda Yogis, the initiated disciples of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, will now be demonstrating the powers of third eye and sharing with all the experiences and results of the extraordinary manifestation of the divine powers awakened in us through Diksha. In today's Bhava Samadhi Darshan, you will be witnessing the following powers of third eye and body scanning. The power of third eye is seeing with the eyes blindfolded. third eye is the cosmic browsing center, located between the brows, which upon initiation one can effortlessly express the power and see through the see through the third eye, just as you would see with the two eyes. Next is the power of body scanning, where the Balasant or the Nityananda Yogi will be able to completely scan your body and reveal any problems in your body along with the root cause of it and the solution. But before we see this demonstration, let us learn what are Shaktis. In the Vedagamas, the source scriptures of Hinduism, Paramashiva reveals in elaborate detail that every human being is hardwired to be able to manifest the 463 plus extraordinary Shaktis, the divine powers. And manifesting powers, Shaktis, are described as a system, a method and a science for human beings to explore the various possibilities and powers and have access to the various states of consciousness. And Shaktis manifest from the cognition that you are divine and you need to manifest the divine, not that you are a man and you need to reach the divine. So let us see a few differences between Shaktis and Siddhis. All of you would have heard the word Siddhis before, and all of you would have also heard the word Shaktis. And you might be thinking what is the difference between both? So let us see a few differences. Shaktis express from the space of enlightenment as a side effect of feeling connection with the Guru and with the high integrity towards the Guru. So Shaktis express just with a simple touch, word, or look of the avatar, just with Diksha, and they are the source of enlightenment. Siddhis are powers that manifest from tapas or penance for enlightenment. They are on the path of enlightenment. So you would have seen so many rishis, munis, sadhus, yogis, so many yogis all over India. You might have seen them doing tapas, standing on one leg with their hands in the air for over 50 years, 100 years. You would have seen them doing tapas for so many years. And you might be thinking, what do they achieve from that? What they achieve from such intense tapas or penance are siddhis. But those very siddhis are not permanent. Whereas Shaktis, which express from Diksha or high integrity to the Guru, are permanent and they manifest through even ordinary human beings in extraordinary ways. And Siddhis may divert you from enlightenment, whereas the Shaktis are the source of enlightenment. So who is the source of all these Shaktis? You might be thinking, okay, so all these Shaktis, Siddhis, everything is there, but who is the source? How do we manifest all these Shaktis? Paramashiva is the primordial divinity.
Paramashiva is the primordial divinity in Hinduism, the ultimate reality and cause, which is self-effulgent, Swayam Prakasha, all-pervading, unchanging beyond time, space, form and causality. As the fundamental base of Avyakta, the unmanifest, and Vyakta, the manifest existence, he performs the Panchakritya or 5 cosmic acts of Shrishti, creation, Sthiti, sovereign rulership and maintenance, Samhara, rejuvenation, Trobhava, pulling out of delusion, Anugraha, liberating grace for all entities.
And Paramashiva himself has come down and walks among us in the form of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, as the 1008 living incarnation and the representation of Paramashiva and the reviver of Kailasa, the ancient enlightened Hindu civilizational nation, the great cosmic borderless Hindu nation. Ever since the beginning of the civilization, the Sanatana Hindu Dharma has been the cradle of enlightened beings and highly advanced sciences. It was where the science of enlightenment and powers, Shaktis, was lived and taught as a lifestyle. And for the first time in modern day, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is reviving these yogic sciences and transmitting it to the world at a record-breaking, never accomplished before speed.
You all can see the Guru Parampara being projected on the screen, where the knowledge and sciences of manifesting these Shaktis are passed down from one generation to the other, through Diksha, initiation by enlightened gurus. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism being recognized as an incarnation at a very young age, was trained and taught these sciences to revive the initiation and knowledge repositories for billions to manifest the science of power manifestation from the disciplines of Vedanta, Tantra, Shri Vidya, Yoga and Yogic powers, Mantra Shastra, Siddha Vidya, Science of Aushadha, Advaita, Bhakti Yoga, Paramashivoham, and Paramashivoham. You can see all of Swamiji's gurus who have trained and taught him, and you can also see Swamiji himself standing as a 3-year-old boy during the Chaturmasya.
So, how do we awaken all these divine Shaktis in us? So, every ultimate truth, jnana, mapped into your consciousness, prajna, manifests as a possibility and the power of every being, prajnana. So, let us now see a small video explaining what is Diksha and sorry for the technical glitch. So, let us now see what is Diksha and what happens when we get the Diksha from the avatar.
Through look, word, or touch. The traditional Vedic book Navaratneshwara states, Sarva Samapi Diksha. नाम मुक्तिः फलमखण्डितम् अविरोधात् भवन्ति एव प्रासङ्गस्तु भुक्तयः. The main benefit of all initiations is
looks like we're having a few technical glitches, so let's move on to see how the science of power manifestation is authenticated through 4 aspects of evidences or pramanas. First is the Shastra Pramana, the eternal unchangeable truths, which are revealed in
Pramana, which are the experiences and results of aptas or authorities of Hinduism, the Vedic rishis and scientists who have time tested and verified the sciences.
Next is the Atma Pramana, or the account of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, this millennium's avatar's personal experience of power manifestation.
And the next is the Pratyaksha Pramana, or empirical evidence from observation and scientific experimentation.
So let us see where all these Shaktis come from. What is the source of all these Shastra, Pramana, Shaktis, everything? So the Vedagamas is a living applied science. The Vedas are the ultimate superior authorities for Hindus, and they are the pure science where the ultimate truths are explained. Agamas are the scriptures where the applied technology, the applied science is expanded. Vedas and Agamas, the Vedagamas, are given the status of Shruti, as they are directly revealed by Paramashiva. They are the ultimate eternal unchangeable truths, and any reference cited from these Shastras or source scriptures is called the Shastra Pramana. So without further delay, let us get ready to witness the extraordinary demonstration by the Balasins and the Nithyananda Yogis. But before that, let us see the Shastra Pramana, the Atma Pramana, the Apta Pramana, and the Sakshi Pramana for the power of third eye, which is seen with the eyes closed.
The Shastra Pramana for the power of third eye reading is from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra, कपालान्तर्मनोऽन्यस्य तिष्ठन्मीलितलोचनः क्रमेण मनसोदार्यात् लक्ष्ये लक्ष्यमुत्तमम्. The translation for this verse is: by fixing the mind on the inner space within the crown center and sitting stably without any movement, having the eyes closed in succession, by that stability of the mind and inner space through the power of the third eye, one directly sees the ultimate goal Lakshyam by having the vision beyond the sight that reveals any object or place, attaining the space of Paramashiva. The next is the Apta Pramana, where Krishna initiates Arjuna into the power of third eye. Natumam shakyase drashtu manenaiva svachakshisha divyam dadami te chakshu pashyam me yogamaishwaram. Bhagavan Krishna says to Arjuna, but you cannot see my cosmic form with these physical eyes of yours. Therefore, I grant you divine third eye vision. Behold my cosmic opulence. In the Hindu Purana Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan Krishna initiates Arjuna into the power of third eye to behold Krishna's Vishwarupa Darshan, the vision of his cosmic form. In the 11th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, which contains the description of Bhagavan Krishna's cosmic form, is completely narrated by Arjuna as he sees Bhagavan Krishna through his third eye. The Atma Pramana for this power, in Swamiji's own words: the first experience that I was able to see everything around me, above me, the whole 360 degree, 10 directions, below me, everything. I realized not only I was able to see, I was able to feel, experience all of that as me. The next is the Pratyaksha Pramana, where a scientific experiment was done, an observation was done on the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself, using the PET machine, the positron emission tomography, and it was measured that when doing daily activities, there was high activity measured in the brain where the third eye is located, and when in deep samadhi state, only the third eye region is active and almost 90% of the rest of the brain at peace. Now, without further delay, let's get into the Sakshi Pramana, the live demonstration by the Nithyananda yogis and the Balasans of Nithyananda Gurukul.
So we'll join you right back with the Balasans and the Nithyananda yogis, and you will be witnessing the extraordinary demonstration of the power of third eye reading.
Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Listen intensely. Life, consciousness in you does not end while your body drops dead. It moves from different universes, vertical time zones, lives in different time zones as per its free will, knowledge, desire, but ultimately to get enlightened, complete liberation, Paramashiva Padam, your soul has to come back to this karma bhumi, the Bhumandala. This Bhumandala and the Jati ecosystems, the caste ecosystems, Hindu, Jnana, Sannyasa, Yoga, Grihastha, multiple spiritual ecosystems are created for the souls to come back and rebirth and grow more and more towards enlightenment easily, quickly, in accelerated speed and space. Understand the secret of Sayujya Mukti. Your Kundalini Shakti experiences the bondage inside your body due to compulsive sexual appetite. All the male bodies building intense yogic body through yoga and pranayama, building the mind of Tyaga-centric, will heal your compulsive sexual appetite and make you reach Sayujya. All female bodies, love-centered care, serving every being, will liberate you from the compulsive sexual appetite and make your Kundalini reach Sahasrara, which is Kailasa, Paramashivoham, Sayujya.
Yes. So before we start with the demonstration, I'll just explain what the Balsans will be doing today. So basically, the Balsans will be tying their eyes with a blindfold, with an opaque black blindfold, and once their eyes are tied, all of you will be able to see which eye band we'll be tying on. We will explain the eye band, and all of you will be able to see it live being put on the Balasan. And once the Balasan's eyes are tied, anyone can start putting your comments in the YouTube comment section, and within seconds, you all will see that the Balasans will be able to read the comments. And if you maybe type in a question, they will even answer your questions. You can write anything, a sequence of numbers or a sentence which you think that the Balasans might not understand or might not know. So today we have with us Manitya Yoga Pranananda and Manitya Kaladarananda. And Ma Kaladara will be demonstrating the power of third eye. And Ma Yoga Prana, who is also one of our acharyas, you can describe how the eye band is. You can show the eye band.
Yes, thank you so much. So we have Ma Kaladhara here, who is going to be manifesting this extraordinary Shakti. And so now I'll be showing the eye band which we'll be placing on her. You can see that in front is a complete opaque sheet, and behind is a thick sponge. There's no gap underneath, nor there's no gap above, nor to the sides. This is actually an ophthalmologist certified eye band, certified by one of the top 10 hospitals of India, and it is completely and medically scientifically proven that no light can enter this eye band even with your eyes open. So this is the eye band which I'll be placing on Ma Kaladhara's eyes, and all of you can post any comments you want on the YouTube chat. You can post long scientific names, medical terms, scientific terms. You can post whatever you would like, emojis, and Ma Kaladhara will be reading it with her eyes blindfolded. Even if you feel skeptical about this power, you yourself can post and you yourself can see that Ma Kaladhara will be reading out whatever you have posted in the live YouTube chat. So now
Yes.
I'll be placing the eye band on Ma Kaladhara's eyes.
So all of you can see how she places it, and there's nothing around Ma Kaladhara. You can even see the side view of her camera. Requesting the side view to be projected. So there's nothing around Ma Kaladhara which is placed to tell her what is coming on the comment section. There's nothing that she's wearing. So yes, the eye band is put now. You all can see that there's no holes. Ma Kaladhara, you can turn to your right, to your left, and then up and down. Yes.
Yes.
So you all saw that there is no holes or any gaps where light can enter. There is no ways of light entering. Now all of you, one by one, can start posting your comments. All the viewers can start posting your comments, and Ma Kaladhara will start reading them. Yes, Ma Kaladhara, you can start. You can start reading the comments which are coming in.
Yes, all of you can start posting, and I'm just opening up the YouTube comments for Ma Kaladhara. You can post scientific terms, medical terms, whatever you feel that a 14-year-old girl cannot guess just with her eyes closed or randomly, whatever you feel, you can post, and Ma Kaladhara will read it out right in front of you. You can post interesting emojis, anything you would like. And you will actually see that Ma Kaladhara will also be reading from an angle, so you will be able to see so beautifully how she is able to also see from not only from the front, she is able to see even from other sides, as Swamiji initiated all the disciples and yogis into the power of 360-degree vision. So all the Balasins and the Nithyananda yogis, when they manifest the power of third eye, they will even be able to see from other viewpoints, like from the side of the head, from up or from back. They can see from all the different sides of the head. So you will see different Balasins see from different viewpoints, and you will see that Ma Kaladhara will read from the side view.
Yes, Ma Kaladhara, you can start.
Yes. Yes, my yoga prana is just projecting the comments for me. It's just loading. I'm completing with the technical glitch. I request all of you to wait for a few minutes. Yes. So you can start reading Ma Kaladhara. Yes. Surya TJ has posted, always be happy, and VAVPH YADAV has posted Namaskaram, and
I think there are many comments coming in really fast. You can,
yes,
whatever is coming, whichever is the last comment projected for you, you can
Surya TJ has posted always be happy like 4 times, and VAIBH AV Yashodan YADAV has posted Namaskaram again. And Kailasa's Stephanie Vamadeva Shiva Shakti TANGETEN has posted Neem is best for your health. And
Yes, I think you can read the last comments coming in now, right now.
Rani Reddy has posted OCIMUMBASILICUM and MARGARETJOHNSON has posted Nithyanandamma, SIR Nithyanandam, and DUMITRUBOANDA has posted MOUNTAINQUAIL
Okay, that was
and
that was great,
Sudev has
Makaladra.
posted, oh my god, great.
That was great. You all can see she's not even stopping to read the comments as comments are going on and on. So all of you can saw that she was just reading in a few seconds. So now, with the interest of time, I request my Yogapara, you can remove our Kaladra's eyeband and show it on the show it to the camera before we move on to the next power.
So you can see Ma Kaladra's eyeband is completely intact and it is exactly the same as how I showed it before I put it on Ma Kaladra. And yes, so that was the power of third eye. So next you will be witnessing another extraordinary Shakti by the Balasants and the Nityananda Yogis, which is the power of body scanning. So let us now see the Shastra Pramanas after a short break.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
The Shastra Pramana for this power of body scanning. And actually, before chanting the Shastra Pramana, what will we be doing in this power? In this power, it awakens the ability to scan any illness, disease, which is medically diagnosed issues and provide solutions through the awakening of the third eye. So let's get into the Shastra Pramana. The Shastra Pramana for this power of body scanning is from the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. Swadehe jagato vapi sukshma sukshmatarani cha tattvani yani nilayam dhyatvante vyajyate para. Bhagavan Paramashiva says, cognize deeply that from the subtle to the subtlest consecutive principles of your whole body, Swadeha, or of the whole universe simultaneously consist of the essential reality. They are being absorbed in their source cause, Paramashiva. By the experience of such restful awareness, one becomes complete from all thoughts and the ultimate universal divine power, Paradevi Adishakti, is revealed and the supreme power manifestation happens. The Apta Pramana for this power of body scanning is from the life of a Siddha. Terayar was a Siddha and one of the prominent disciples of Agatya. One day, a man suffering from severe headache comes to Agatya for healing. Agatya uses the power of body scanning and identifies that the root cause of the headache. He reveals that there is a small therai, a type of frog, sitting in the person's brain. Agatya immediately instructs Therayar, his disciple, to perform an open head surgery and remove the frog. After the surgery is completed successfully, the person is healed and cured of the headache. Thus, he gained the name Therayar. The Atma Pramana for this power of body scanning from the own life of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. It was revealed on the 22nd December of 2019. Paraphrasing his words, only when I had the multiple compound hand fracture, I was forced to go for a surgery and therefore for medical checkups related to that. At that time, they detected heavy metal quantity in my different organs. It was revealed that I had been poisoned without our knowledge. I immediately used the diagnostic methods instead of medical facilities to study the body condition due to the poisoning. Through body scanning, I found out what the problems, imbalances had happened and where balances had to be done. I used allopathy as a second opinion to verify my findings. And on the screen, all of you can see it being projected, the experiences and results of the extraordinary power of body scanning happening through the initiated disciples of the Supreme Point of Hinduism. So all of you can see the experiences, the experiences of the people and the disciples who have been initiated by the Supreme Point of Hinduism. So now, anyone who would like a body scan? Anyone who would like a body scan can post your names in the comment section requesting for a body scan, and the Balasans of Nithyananda Gurukul will be scanning your body. Okay, so I see Rani Reddy has posted for a body scan. So I will start. And then we have Suresh Prasad also asking for a body scan. Yes. So we have with us even my Yoga Prana today with us, who is also one of the Acharyas. So Suresh Prasad Aya, my Yoga Prana will be scanning you, and Ma Rani Reddy, I will be scanning your body, Ma. So we will be chanting the Mahavakya and then we will reveal. Yes, so Ma Rani Reddy, what Paramashiva revealed to me was in your body there is lots of heat getting accumulated, and that heat is also for this was that every day if you do Nityananda Yoga for 1 hour, you can find the video on YouTube if you just search for Nityananda Yoga, and every day you can do the Nityananda Yoga, and also after the Nityananda Yoga do at least 12 Surya Namaskars. So this will help in removing the heat from the body and cleansing the body of the already accumulated toxins. And drink lots of lemonade, and preferably make it at home with organic lemons. You know, don't get the lemonade from outside. And if you just do this for a few days, automatically you will get healed more. Yes, I think my Yoga Prana is ready. You can go ahead now.
Yes. So, Suresh Prasad Aya, I did the scanning for you, and Paramashiva revealed that you actually have kidney stones, Aya, and you have not actually realized it, and from past few days you have been experiencing a lot of pain in the lower abdomen area due to a lot of heat. And Paramashiva also revealed that your eyes have started itching, and every morning when you wake up, your eyes are like stuck together because of a lot of heat in your body and toxins in your body. Yeah. So Paramashiva revealed a very simple solution is just to do the Nirahara Samyama, to drink a lot of liquid, because there's a lot of all the food is not getting digested properly, and you're not passing the stool properly because it's not getting digested, and it's just collecting up in your stomach and forming. It's just like all the old food and everything is collecting up in your stomach, and it's not at all good. So you should do a lot of detoxing and just drink more liquids and flush out the whole flush the stomach cleaner. Yeah, this is what Paramashiva revealed. Very simple solution, and just do the Nirahara Samyama for 21 days and you will be healed. Yeah, and also start the enema.
Yes. So that was great. And I'm seeing many other viewers also posting your comments. Edison Ontario, Margaret Johnson, Srimati Hirnya Varnananda, Fireblazer, and I'm also seeing Ma Rani Reddy has posted, thank you, Ma. You are 100% correct regarding body heat. Yes, thank you, Ma. And I request Suresh Iyer also to post if you acknowledging what Ma Yogaprana said. And everyone else who is asking for a body scan every day at the same time, 2 a.m. IST and 4 p.m. IST, we will be having the power demonstration every day. So you can again come and post for a body scan or any power you would like. And we will be doing it now with the interest of time. We need to move on to the next segments, as all of us are eagerly waiting for the Devi Parashakti Akashic reading Bhava Samadhi Darshan. So we will be moving on now. And so with this, we come to the conclusion of this power manifestation segment. We thank all the viewers for joining us today in this power manifestation. And yes, I'm seeing Suresh Prasad Aya. I will do as suggested. Thank you. Yes, Aya. You will surely be healed. And with this, we come to the conclusion of this session. Thank you, everyone. Nithyananda.
Listen intensely. Life, consciousness in you does not end while your body drops dead. It moves from different universes, vertical time zones, lives in different time zones as per its free will, knowledge, desire, but ultimately to get enlightened, complete liberation, Paramashiva Padam, your soul has to come back to this karma bhumi, the Bhumandala. This Bhumandala and the Jati ecosystems, the caste ecosystems, Hindu, Jnana, Sannyasa, Yoga, Grihastha, multiple spiritual ecosystems are created for the souls to come back and rebirth and grow more and more towards enlightenment easily, quickly, in accelerated speed and space. Understand the secret of Sayujya Mukti. Your Kundalini Shakti experiences the bondage inside your body due to compulsive sexual appetite. All the male bodies building intense yogic body through yoga and pranayama, building the mind of Tyaga centric, will heal your compulsive sexual appetite and make you reach Sayujya. All female bodies, love-centered care, serving every being will liberate you from the compulsive sexual appetite and make your Kundalini reach Sahasrara, which is Kailasa, Paramashivoham, Sayujya. Paramashivoham.
Nithyanandam, and welcome back to all of the viewers who are joining us for today's program. Yes, welcome back to all the viewers who are joining us for today's Devi Akashic reading program, and each and every one of you who is wanting to participate, sharing your answers and your experiences in the comments. Continue to share your experience. If you have had a divine reading, enrich all of our community members, people who have not had the experience of being able to put their question. You can share your experience even in the comments down below about what you have experienced, about what you have had, and the different miracles, different boons, blessings that Devi Parashakti has given you. Let's enrich each other about your experience about Devi Parashakti. Wanting to know more and wanting to have that experience, that touch of the divine. If you are lurking, I invite all of the people who have seen Devi Parashakti Akashic reading and have had the blessings of Devi Parashakti. Why don't you invite them in our comments down below? Just share your experience and let's bring our community together and have a beautiful experience during this Devi Parashakti Akashic reading program. For all of those of you viewers who are coming back and maybe who have just participated in the power demonstration that we just had, please share your experience down in the comments below. Whether you're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, in whatever platform that you're in, we always love to see how much people are sharing their experiences and how people are participating, and we're sharing our beautiful experiences. Literally, there's never enough Parabhakti that we can have. Parabhakti is a term where the whole is enjoying bhakti towards the divine. So let's start sharing in the comments below as we continue into the next segments in today's program. In this next segment, we'll be having an introduction to Devi Parashakti and the divine feminine consciousness and the Akashic readings. So let us begin with the divine Dhyana Shloka, invoking the presence of Devi Parashakti herself through the chants. This verse is from the Lalita Sahasranamam, which is one of the most powerful invocations of Devi Parashakti, and literally it is sourced from the Puranas, and it is one of the oldest and most beautiful, poetic, and literally makes your heart melt with devotion of the descriptions of Devi Parashakti. So we'll start with the Dhyana Shloka for Devi Parashakti. Sindhuraruna vigraham triyanayanaमानिक्यमौलिस्फुरत् तारानायकशेखरां स्मितिमुखीमापीनवक्षोरुहां पाणिभ्याल्मालिपूर्ण रत्नचषकं रत्नोत्पलं बिभ्रतीं सौम्यां रत्नगतास्तरत्नचरणां ध्यायेत् परां माम्बिकाम्. The Divine Mother is meditated upon as shining in vermilion, red body with triple eyes sporting a crown of rubies studded with crescent moon, a face of all smiles and a splendid bust, one hand holding the jewel cup brimming with mead and the other twirling a red lotus. The next verse is an invocational verse from the Lalita Sahasranamam as well. I'll now chant that verse. Arunam karuna tarangitakshim dhrita pashankusha pushpa bhana chapam animadhibdi vravritam mayukhairahamityeva vibhaiva bhavani. I meditate on the great Empress, and she is red in color, and her eyes are full of compassion. And she holds the noose and the goat, the bow and flowery arrow in her hands. She is surrounded on all sides by prayers such as Anima for rays, and she is the self within me. Once again, this is from the Lalita Sahasranama. It is the divine invocation for Devi Parashakti. We'll go on to the next slide. Yes. Devi Parashakti. Devi is the ultimate pure feminine consciousness. Parashakti is the cosmic womb, the cosmic mother, and it is from her cosmic womb from which all the billions and billions of universes come in and go out. She is the source where all the Big Bang and black holes go on. Parashakti is the source Shakti, the source energy, the source power from which all of us came and all of us are experiencing right now, and all of us are going to merge. Out of her extreme love and compassion, Parashakti herself is manifesting through the embodied form of the Nijavatar of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagat Guru Mahasannidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam, gracing us, answering all of our questions, attending to our prayers, giving boons, healing us, revealing our past, present, and future, delivering profound spiritual truths, and ultimately giving us the experience of Paramashivoham itself. In the words of Devi Parashakti herself, raising as Omkara, expressing as the Vedas and Agamas, blossoming as Hrimkara, filled as Parashodasi, living in the 40 triangles, the Kailasa Swamini, who is Kailasa Sri Pura Chintamani, Parashodasi, sitting as part of Paramashiva, Parameshwari, who rules the world, Paramashakti, Manonmani, Meenakshi, as Nithyananda, I took the Nijavatar here to give good boon to everyone, to bestow all goodness. Hiranya Garbha Swarupini, Brahmanda Yoni, Shami, Chandramoli, Rapala Aparna, Uma Parvati, Savitri, Navayavana, Samrajya Lakshmi, Parameshwari, Parashodasi, Meenakshi, taking the form of Nithyananda. I am blessing. Listen, people, to do good to all of you. I took the form of Nithyananda and came down as Nijavatara. Raising in Omkara, blossoming as Shiva, Shiva manifesting as source of existence, powers of existence, expression of existence, from oneness of Om, blossoming into as Prakriti and Purusha, blossoming as three Shaktis, the Icha, Kriya, Jnana Shakti, blossoming as three Vedas, expanding as the 5 Panchabhutas, the 5 elements, beyond the 6 chakras, filled as the gotras of the 7 rishis, expanding as 8 directions, existing as the 9 grahas, blossoming as the 10 indriyas, being as 11 rudras, creating all the worlds, bringing life, and to tell and make truth blossom and to do good. Parashodasi, Meenakshi, in the form of Nithyananda, I came to bless every one of you. Literally, in the last verse, it's such a beautiful, poetic, and meaningful verse. Literally, words spoken by Devi Parashakti herself, revealed from the Akashic records, defining who she is. She spells out the entire creation of Devi Parashakti and how the entire creation of Devi Parashakti is coming from her. She is literally the source. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has given us a beautiful understanding of how to connect with Devi Parashakti, how to receive Devi Parashakti. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism guided us. Literally, you are seeing Paramashiva and Parashakti at that moment. She is there in your screen. So always receive her very traditionally. Further, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism tells us, keep 2 betel leaf, 1 banana, 1 betel nut, and 1 coin in front of the screen. And watch Devi. Coin is considered the traditional dakshina in the Hindu tradition, and it can be of any value. It can be the lowest value. In India, it can even be 1 paise. If you're in the USA, you can even offer 1 cent. And of course, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is not trying to monetize or profitize this offering. It just says, keep even 1 cent and it is okay. So for after hundreds of days, if you have the darshan, it'll add up to $1. The next slide, please. Offer that to Devi Parashakti, and after the darshan is over, you can have namaskar, do the humble namaskar and eat the banana, the betel leaf and the betel nut, and take it as prasadam immediately. You can collect all of those coins and send it to the LA temple, the Nityanandeshwari Hindu temple in Los Angeles, and that'll be considered your offering for Devi Parashakti. So this betel nut and the betel leaf, even though it may look extremely small and it has little to no meaning if you think about it, after a few days, you'll see how much it adds to the sentiment. And you will see how really you will feel how Devi Parashakti is there, and how you will not take the Devi Parashakti Akashic reading for granted. This is why the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has emphasized from day one the offering of rituals in all programs, in all processes, in all spiritual processes, meditation programs, everything. Rituals actually break our monotonous and unconscious mentality and lifestyle and remind you and raise you to a powerful cognition. It'll break all our unconscious behavior. So now you can see here on the screen how to set up your tambulam. So you can take 2 betel leaf, 1 banana, 1 betel nut, and 1 coin. And you'll see the banana, betel leaf, the paise here, and even how an example of how to set it up in a copper plate or a valuable plate, any kind of plate that you don't usually use for your normal eating or any other uses. You can set it up, and even you can offer a small packet of kumkum or the red bangles or a vastram, a small piece of cloth which you have not used, a new piece of cloth. All of these are traditional offerings that we give to Devi Parashakti as a humble offering, as the most auspicious, most divine, sacred, feminine goddess embodied in form. Yes, so now let us understand, after having been introduced to the divine cosmic being Devi Parashakti herself, let us now understand the Akashic readings and how Akashic readings are, how they work, how you can benefit tremendously from the Akashic readings. Now, many of you might have heard, okay, answer or put your questions down in the comment below, but you might be wondering, what should I ask? What is even Akashic readings? What does it mean? So this segment, the next segment, you'll be understanding what it even means, why we're doing it, why the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has revived this particular method and is offering it to the world. It's one of the best parts of Hinduism now today to make a super conscious breakthrough happen in your life. Many of you might have heard in our previous programs, so many people telling you perhaps, and so many people in the comments saying, this is your chance for breakthrough. This will give you the lasting transformation. This is the final time that you ever have to ask for anything, you ever have to pray, or you have to, before your breakthrough, this is the last thing that you will have. Truly, how that is going to work, how that actually is true, is what we are going to explore in this segment today. So first, let's understand, what are Akashic records? Akashic records are created in space, and whatever has happened in time, in all existence, everything has a file. Nothing can be destroyed, and all of your thoughts, actions, plans, emotions, words, everything is carefully filed, and it's never destroyed. It is always in the Akashic records. Everything that has happened will happen, and what is happening now, all of it is stored in the Akashic records. Akashic records are a verbal, visual, five-dimensional document, and it is continuously recording everything that is happening, will happen, everything, including down to the very smallest details of the smell, the touch, the sight, everything that you are experiencing is recorded in the Akashic records. All the information you collected from all of your births is from your DNA. You can access all of this just through the Akashic readings, and just to understand why you might be facing certain patterns or not being able to get certain breakthroughs in your lifetime. If you are wasting your time doing the same patterns again and again, Akashic records is the solution for you. Next slide, please. It is not a prediction. Understand this very deeply. Many of us have gone to psyches, have gone to crystal ball things and different kinds of programs or different kind of services by spiritual entities that might call their offerings or services a prediction. But this is not a prediction. Be very clear. It is not a prediction of what might happen in the future. It is, in fact, a very, very deep record of what has happened and is happening and what will happen. Understand that Akashic records are governed and literally governed by the Lord of space and time, and it is kept in that dimension of space. There's no such thing as past, present, and future in this dimension of space. In this dimension itself only starts the past, present, and future. So Akashic records are actually in a space beyond all of that. They're in a higher space. And that is why everything that was already recorded in past, present, and future is clearly recorded in a dimension that is far higher than our understanding of what the world is right now. Understand, we know the world in a three-dimensional way and sometimes four-dimensional. But in Hinduism, we've clearly our Vedic rishis have understood the 11 dimensions of the whole universe. And it is from that dimension of space that the cosmic archives are recorded in time, are literally recorded and kept. So from that space only, it is revealed. The next slide, please. In the words of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself, nobody has the right to comment on these readings, and nobody has the right to manipulate, interpret, or give their own judgments or anything. Once you have your reading done, once Devi Parashakti is revealing something for you. Those are her words, pure in their most truest form, just for you. And it is a possibility for you to experience enlightenment in that very moment. For anybody to live in tune with the cosmos, Jivan Mukti. And anyone does not even need to ask a question, just to listening to these great readings again and again can give you that experience itself. When you listen to these great readings, naturally your negative logic is penetrated and broken, and these great truths settle in your inner space and they make you manifest and live the enlightenment. Only an avatar can decode the Akashic readings. As the avatar Paramashiva, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has graced the humanity with the blessing and darshan of Devi Parashakti, revealing us answers to our questions and to our deep seeking, giving us solutions, breakthroughs, and liberating us from pain and suffering. And any answer given by Devi Parashakti during this time, during this sacred few hours that we get to be in her presence, in her sacred, intimate space, we have a beautiful opportunity to have a karmic breakthrough for any one of you. Whether you are sitting, whether you are just watching, even if you're lurking in the background of this video and you're not participating, just if you watch and be in a complete listening space, this can be the breakthrough for you. Yes, now let us understand the scriptural reference to manifest the powers of Akashic reading. This is from the Dharana 61, Sutra 84 of the Vijnana Bhairava Tantra. Akasham vimalam pasyan kritva drishtim nirantaram shabdhatma tat kshanad devi bhairavam vapurapnuyat. Bhagavan Paramashiva says, looking at the spotless infinite etheric space, Akasha, beyond the sky and clouds, one should fix one's gaze from the third eye without blinking continuously and make the body and inner space steady and motionless. In that very moment, O Devi, one attains the nature and powers of the infinite space, Bhairava. The Apta Pramana, or the reference for the Akashic readings. In the Mahabharata, in the Hindu Purana Mahabharata, narrates the story of the great sage Maitreya, who reveals the secrets to Vidura, the story of his birth in human form and the reasons for all of his suffering. Sage Maitreya accessed the Akashic records and he told Vidura that he was not an ordinary man, but an incarnation of Yamaraj, the Lord of Death. He was to play the part of a so-called Sudra for hundreds of years, being cursed by Manduka Muni. Now, what will you be able to have experience during these Akashic readings? The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has beautifully given us the answer. All the information you collected from all of the births from your DNA is inside of your DNA. You can access some of these just to understand and not to waste time doing the same actions again and again. Accessing the DNA code, reading the Akashic records will be useful for you to be liberated from your default future, bringing an end to all of your binding cognitions, your unknown suffering, and leading you to experience enlightenment. Paramashivoham. The initiated Balasans can view the Akashic records. However, only an avatar, the incarnation of Paramashiva, can alter, upgrade, edit, and change the Akashic readings. During the Darshan and Dikshas, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism blesses and upgrades the Akashic records as per the prayer of the devotee. Now, in summary, as we come to a conclusion to this segment, what can you get from the Akashic records if you're just sitting here and doing, or if you participate?
This program is unique as the most accurate and unbiased answer to any of the questions about your life, destiny, purpose, or everyday part of your life. And you can be spiritually healed of physical and emotional problems with just one look or word. You can understand the reasons behind your life's happening, receive blessings to fulfill your right desires, get clarity to redesign your future entirely. All of these are extremely unique offerings and breakthroughs that you can receive today just through the Akashic records. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has made this beautiful blessing available for each and every one of you, and it is not to be missed. I insist, each and every one of you who are watching right now, stay. You are attending the program sincerely. And if you want to, if you feel this is not to be missed, go ahead and share this program to your family and your friends. The people who you feel that you want to enrich in your life. If you understand that this is something, there is something in this, and you really feel that, then go ahead right now and let's share this with the whole world. Start with your family and friends, people whom you think will understand and want a breakthrough in their life, just like you are about to have. So before we go on to the next segments in today's program, we'll have a very short break and be right back with you.
Listen intensely. Life, consciousness in you does not end while your body drops dead. It moves from different universes, vertical time zones, lives in different time zones as per its free will, knowledge, desire, but ultimately to get enlightened, complete liberation, Paramashivoham, your soul has to come back to this karma bhumi, the Bhumandala. This Bhumandala and the Jati ecosystems, the caste ecosystems, Hindu, Jnana, Sannyasa, Yoga, Grihastha, multiple spiritual ecosystems are created for the souls to come back and rebirth and grow more and more towards enlightenment easily, quickly, in accelerated speed and space. Understand the secret of Sayujya Mukti. Your Kundalini Shakti experiences the bondage inside your body due to compulsive sexual appetite. All the male bodies building intense yogic body through yoga and pranayama, building the mind of Tyaga-centric, will heal your compulsive sexual appetite and make you reach Sayujya. All female bodies, love-centered care, serving every being, will liberate you from the compulsive sexual appetite and make your Kundalini reach Sahasrara, which is Kailasa, Paramashivoham, Sayujya. Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Nithyanandam, welcome back to all the viewers. After we have been just introduced to Devi Parashakti, and then we had the opportunity to understand really what Akashic readings is about, and why we should be here, why we should take an opportunity for each and every one of us to actually have a breakthrough in our lives in the following segments, the following programs. Even if, whether the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, even if it is live, even if we're watching the videos of Devi Parashakti, it is such a beautiful experience sitting and understanding in the divine ferociousness of her energy and her presence. Each one of her words and revelations is not for specific people, but for humanity at large. And the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Devi Parashakti, revealed how the sacred secret of Hindu birth for each and every one of us, for each and every Hindu who is there. Let us now understand and watch the revelations from Devi Parashakti on the sacred secret of Hindu birth.
நன்றாய் கேட்டுக்கொள். உன் கேள்விக்கு உன்மூலமாய் உலகெங்கும் இருக்கும் இந்துக்கள் எல்லோர்க்கும் அளிக்கின்றேன் உத்திரம். கேட்டு வாழ்ந்தால் உங்கள் வாழ்க்கை பத்திரம். நன்றாய் கேளுங்கள். பிறப்பின் ரகசியத்தை பிறப்பிலா பெருமை உடைய பரமேஸ்வரி சொல்லுகின்றேன் கேளுங்கள். அண்டஜம், யோனிஜம், ஜலஜம், பீஜம் எனும் 4 விதமான பிறவிகளில் 84,000 யோனிகளில் பிறக்கும் பிறப்புகளிலேயே பெருமை வாய்ந்ததும் உத்தமமானதும் மனிதப் பிறவி. அந்த மனிதப் பிறவியிலும் பலமுறை பிறந்து உழன்று அரசியல், பொருளாதாரம், சுகபோகம், தர்மம், அர்த்தம், காமம் எனும் ஆசைகள், துக்கங்கள், அச்சங்கள் அனைத்திலும் அழன்று உழன்று இனி வேண்டாம் இப்பிறவி, வேண்டுவது மோட்சமே என்று முடிவெடுத்தோர்க்கு மட்டுமே ஹிந்து மத யோனிஜம், ஹிந்து பெற்றோர்க்கு பிறந்திடும் சனாதன ஹிந்து தர்ம யோனிஜம். மனித பிறவி உத்தமம், சனாதன ஹிந்து தர்ம மனித பிறவி உத்தமோத்தமம். இந்த உத்தமோத்தம பிறவி எடுத்த எல்லோருக்கும் ஜீவன் முக்த விஞ்ஞானத்தையும் சனாதன தர்மத்தையும் காக்கின்ற கடமையும் உண்டு. அதனால் வருகின்ற நன்மையெல்லாம் அனுபவிக்கும் உரிமையும் உண்டு. இந்த கடமையை செய்வோம் என்று சத்தியம் செய்ததனால்தான் அந்த உரிமை அளிக்கப்பட்டது. பூமிக்கு வந்தபின் மனம் மயங்கி மதிமயங்கி சனாதன தர்மம் காக்க மறந்ததனால் மாயை அவர்கள் உயிரை பறிக்கின்றாள். நன்றாய் புரிந்து கொள்ளுங்கள். உயிரை கொடுத்தாலும் தர்மத்தை காப்போம் என்று உறுதி எடுத்தவர்க்கே சனாதன ஹிந்து தர்ம யோனிஜம் அளிக்கின்றேன் யான். உடல் பெற்ற பிறகு ஊழிப் பெருவலியால் ஆசை அச்சங்களை உதறவிடாது, உதறியும் விடாது சனாதன ஹிந்து தர்மம் காக்க மறந்தோரை உயிர் வாழத் தகுதியில்லாதவர் பட்டியலில் உடனடியாய் மாயை சேர்க்கின்றாள். அதனால் ராட்சசர்களும் அசுரர்களும் தானாகவே இவர்கள் உயிரை எடுக்கின்றார். நன்றாய் புரிந்து கொள்ளுங்கள். உயிரை கொடுத்தாலும் தர்மம் காப்போம் என்று நிற்பவர்க்கு நிலைத்திடும் வீரஸ்வர்க்கமும் கைலாச பதவியும், எக்காரணம் கொண்டும் தர்மம் காக்க மறந்த உத்தமோத்தம ஜனனமான சனாதன ஹிந்து ஜனனம் பெற்ற மக்களுக்கு இல்லை வேறு கதி. சனாதன ஹிந்து தர்ம மனித ஜனனம் உத்தமோத்தம மனித ஜனனம். உங்கள் உரிமை உலகில் அதிகம், உங்களுக்கு கடமையும் உலகில் பெரிது. தர்மம் காத்தாலே கடமை, தர்மம் காக்காதார்க்கு உயிர் வாழும் உரிமை இல்லை. நன்றாய் புரிந்து கொள்ளுங்கள். உத்தமோத்தம பிறவியான சனாதன ஹிந்து தர்ம பிறவி எடுத்த எல்லோரும் புரிந்து கொள்ளுங்கள். உங்கள் வாழ்வின் முதற்கடமை தர்மம் காத்தல். தர்மம் காக்க தர்மம் உங்களை காக்கும். சனாதன ஹிந்து தர்மம் காக்க மறந்திட்டால் வாழும் உரிமையை நீங்கள் இழந்து விடுகின்றீர்கள். அதற்கு மேல் வாழ்ந்தென்ன அழிந்தென்ன? பூமிக்கு பாரம் குறையட்டும் என்று அசுரர்களும் ராட்சதர்களும் உங்களை உண்டு தீர்க்கின்றார்கள். அதையும் மாயை கண்டு சும்மாவிருப்பாள். பிரபஞ்ச ரகசியத்தை, பிறவியின் ரகசியத்தை உலகிற்கெல்லாம் உத்தரமாய்ச் சொல்லிவிட்டேன். புரிந்து வாழ்வில் நடந்து உயிரை பத்திரமாய் பார்த்துக் கொள்ளுங்கள். அன்னை சொல்லும் அருள் சத்தியம் இது. ஓம் ஓம்.
Yes. So now that we have heard the revelations to the world by Devi Parashakti, let us now understand these words as they are mapped into the English language. So this is for any of you who might not have understood what Devi said. Now we will understand the English translation. Devi Parashakti told us, lovingly, caringly, listen, Andhajam, Yonijam, Jalajam, Bijam, like this in 4 types of births, in 84,100,000 yonis. In all of these births, the greatest birth of all of them is human birth. Even in that human form, being birthed, being born and toiled many times, after getting burned and toiled in politics, in finance, in luxuries, in dharma, artha or kama, which is greed or lust, and those who decide of not wanting this birth, wanting only moksha, enlightenment, only those will have the Hindu Dharma Yonijam. Hindu Dharma Yonijam is being born from Hindu parents. The Sanatana Hindu Dharma Yonijam of being born to Hindu parents. Human birth is Uttamam, the best. Sanatana Hindu Dharma, human birth is Uttamottamam, best of the best. Everyone who took this Uttamottama birth is responsibility, has the responsibility of protecting the science of living enlightenment and Sanatana Dharma. And also, they have the right to experiencing its benefits, and this right was given to them because of their commitment given by them to do this responsibility. After coming to Bhuloka by getting mentally deluded and forgetting the Dharma of protecting Sanatana Hindu Dharma, Maya, she is taking away all their souls. And understand carefully, Devi Parashakti says, I am giving the Sanatana Hindu Dharma Yonijam only for those who gave the commitment of protecting Sanatana Dharma even by giving their life. After getting the body because of their painful delusion, not dropping fear and greed, for those who forgot to protect Sanatana Hindu Dharma, Maya, she will immediately add them all to the list of those who are not worthy of living. Therefore, Rakshasas and Asuras automatically taking away their life. Understand properly, for those who stand that even by giving their life, they will protect Dharma, will permanently have Veera Swarga and Kailasa Padavi. For any reason, people who forgot to protect Dharma, having the Uttamottama birth of Sanatana Hindu birth, there is no other way for them. Sanatana Hindu Dharma birth is Uttamottama human birth. Your rights in this world are immense. Also, your responsibility in this world is large. Protecting Dharma is responsibility. Those who do not protect the Dharma, they do not have the right to live. Understand this properly. All those who took the Uttamottama birth, which is Sanatana Hindu Dharma birth, all of you understand. The first responsibility of your life is protecting Dharma. If you protect Dharma, Dharma will protect you. If you forget to protect Sanatana Hindu Dharma, you lose the right of living. After that, what bothers whether you stay alive or you live or get destroyed? Asuras and Rakshasas will eat you, so that burden on earth is reduced. Seeing that, Maya, she will keep quiet. Now let us understand, each and every one of you, how the responsibility of Hindus is the Hindu nation. Hinduism represents the world's most ancient yet progressive indigenous spiritual tradition. It is an open framework model of civilization that stands for global peace, vegetarianism, non-violence, yoga, worship of nature, temple-based living, manifesting spiritual powers, and the inherent divinity of every single being. Now, would you understand this as the best of the best of all living? Literally, as of now, even the best cognition that you can have on planet Earth is that you are divine and that all the beings are divine. And the only living most thorough, well-researched and developed tradition that has brought this as a science is Sanatana Hindu Dharma. There is no needing to prove or needing to show that Sanatana Hindu Dharma is the best of the best. And each and every one of us Hindus, you, if you are watching this, myself, we are inheritors of the best tradition, as we have from generations upon generations been born into this great tradition in our lives. Even if you as a Hindu are watching and you may not be born into Hinduism, but now you have been gifted, you have sought out Hinduism and gotten all of the gifts, you have been able to immerse yourself into the great Hindu scriptures. Even you as a practicing Hindu, each and every one of us are now responsible. The Hindu nations were ecosystems where more and more enlightened beings could be produced so that that enlightened civilization could be kept alive and its great gifts shared to the world. And of course, there are so many references of how Hindu Dharma, how the Manu Dharma was uplifting and created some of the best civilizations on planet Earth without any crime, without any kind of fear or greed amongst the people, and with so many different contributions to the world, so many great sciences, contributions literally to the world. We have some references here of the Rama Rajya, the great kingdom that was ruled by Sri Rama. From the Valmiki Ramayana, the Yuddha Kanda, from chapter 128, verse 99 through 101, it describes how Lord Rama had actually ruled the kingdom after his Pattabhishekam. It was such a beautiful description that all of us will become inspired by. As I'm reading this, just contrast the world that we are living in today and what is described here. A Hindu nation ruled by Bhagavan Rama. There was no widows to lament, nor there were any danger from wild animals, nor was there any fear born of diseases. The world was bereft of thieves and robberies. No one felt worthless, nor did old people perform obsequies concerning youngsters. Every creature felt pleased. Everyone was intent on virtue. Turning their eyes towards Rama alone, creatures did not kill one another. What a beautiful description. Wouldn't you want to live in a world like this? The description goes on. People survived for thousands of years with thousands of progeny of all free of illness and grief. Trees were being barren of flowers and fruits regularly without injury by pests and insects. The clouds were raining in time and the wind was delightful to touch. Every caste was performing their own duties, satisfied with their own work and bereft of any greed. People were intent on virtue and living without telling lies, with excellent characteristics and all engaged in virtue. What a beautiful description. It's such a beautiful way of living, coexisting. And so many people, the UN, the best governments of the world, all are foreseeing, wanting, yearning for this future. But somehow we're lacking. Somehow we're not able to make that future for ourselves. And in fact, we're only getting worse. We have here also another description from Hastinapur kingdom, ruled by the great king Yudhishthira. This description is referenced from the Srimad Mahabharata, and it is described by sage Vaisampayana, the narrator of Mahabharata. The description goes, Devas granted rains to fulfill all wants. The world became free of all disease. There was no hunger or thirst anymore. There was no mental suffering. Those without livelihood were given livelihood. There was abundance all around. There was no worldly worries left for anyone. And there was no cause to fear either. Happiness on earth was in fact even greater than in the heavens. What a beautiful description. Again, if you're just reading and listening to this, even myself reading this, I'm just thinking, wow, what a beautiful way to live. And just contrasting that to how we are living now. If you're in India or Indian, you know the problems. Our families are suffering from the problems. And some of us are even not able to be there as lives are being lost. We are even not able to imagine that this was our past, that we lived in the Ramarajya, that we lived in this great kingdom led by the King Yudhishthira. We're not even able to imagine, and sometimes this is just pushed aside as folklore and mythology. But it was real, and even Hindus have forgotten that. The contributions of Hindu nations worldwide goes into enlightenment, health, medicine, art, science, technology, even aviation, dance and music, clothes and jewelry, social system, judicial system, political system, legal system. It goes on and on. The contribution, the greatness of Sanatana Hindu Dharma. But today, where are we? Today, what is the truth of what we are facing and what we are doing in today's world? And amongst everything, are we as Hindus being responsible Hindus and standing up for what is right, standing up with the gifts that we have been given? And many of us are NRIs, many of us are non-returning Hindus or outside of India, not living in the crisis right now, but seeing from afar what India is going through, and somehow, by some blessing, we are not there going through it. And somehow, if you are NRIs, you are entirely safe. And even I can relate to that as someone who's grown up in the United States. We have the best of both worlds. We have the best of the Hindu world, what Paramashiva himself has granted each and every one of us, and what the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has revived and kept alive for us. And we also have the best of the outer world, the best of technology, and so forth. But each and every one of us have to realize that we are only responsible for the state of the India that it is in, and the state of the Hindus who are literally dying day by day. The population of Hindus is literally collapsing. And as 94% of Hindus are in India itself, we, each and every one of us, must understand and stand up now for the right thing. The next few set of slides, I'll be going through the Hindu Holocaust, where we have gone through so much more than even some of the worst famines, holocausts, genocides that have happened on planet Earth. But we have not yet stood up. We have not yet taken that responsibility. The phase one of the destruction of the Hindu civilization started in 800 AD and went on to 1700 AD. It was from the Islamic invasions. This quotation is from Will Durant's The Story of Civilization, Our Oriental Heritage. And this excerpt shows us some of the brutalities of the Islamic invasions. So I'm going to read this now. The Mohammedan conquest of India is probably one of the bloodiest stories in history. The Islamic historians and scholars have recorded with great glee and pride the slaughter of Hindus, forced conversions, abduction of Hindu women and children to slave markets, and destruction of temples carried out by the warriors of Islam during 1800 AD to 1700 AD. Millions of Hindus were converted to Islam by sword during this period. Millions more were raped, murdered, and dismembered. The next slide, please. Going on in this absolutely brutal, gory description of the Islamic invasion, we have Abdullah Wasaf from his book describing the Islamic law prescribed for Hindus as conveyed to Aladdin Khilji, one of the most brutal rulers of the Hindu Holocaust and the Islamic invasions, by his qazi or legal advisor. So this is actually the records taken from the records of the Islamic terrorists who had come to India in around 800 AD. So this is from her book. Hindus are like mud. If silver is demanded from them, they must, with the greatest humility, offer gold. If a Mohammedan desires to spit into a Hindu's mouth, the Hindu should open it wide for the purpose. The God created the Hindus to be slaves to Mohammedans. The Prophet hath ordained that if the Hindus do not accept Islam, they should be imprisoned, tortured, and finally put to death, and their property confiscated, to keep the Hindus in abasement, and especially a religious duty, because they are the most inveterate enemies of the Prophet. Now, what difference does this make to how Native Americans were treated in America, how they were called savages, how literally so many of them were diseased and killed? How does this even make a difference? And yet, there's nobody in the world who stands for this, who tells this story. We're not telling the story, the history of the Hindu Holocaust, even like our brothers and sisters in different countries. We have also from Kanhadal Prabhananda from 1456, one of the records which this person has recorded. The conquering armies burned villages, devastated the land, plundered people's wealth, took Brahmins and children and women of all classes captive, flagged them with thongs of raw hide, and carried a moving prison with them, and converted the prisoners into obsequious Turks. And if you just read this out loud, it just creates shivers, creates goosebumps inside of even myself right now. How could we not tell this to the whole world? The amount of absolute tragedy, amount of destruction in its purest form that happened to Hindus. If you look at it in numbers, even it is absolutely alarming. Nithyanandam, sorry for that technical glitch. Yes. So I'm just going to reread this quote and then go over some statistics that literally could give anyone goosebumps and shivers. The conquering armies burned villages, devastated the land, plundered people's wealth, took Brahmins and children and women of all classes captive, flogged them with thongs of rawhide, carried a moving prison with them, and converted the prisoners into obsequious Turks. Now let's just look at these numbers. Over the course of the entire Islamic invasions, we know, and this is just a recorded number, we know for a fact that the recorded number is so much less than what the Islamic invaders actually did. So we know that 200 million Hindus were slaughtered by Muslim invaders, 100,000 temples were destroyed, and 1 million deities and sculptures were absolutely demolished. And now there was a physical brutality, physical phase of the Islamic invasion. But that is not the end of what we've been through. After the Islamic invasion, the British occupation of India started. And before I enter into this segment, I'd like to first ask each and every one of the viewers. So even the way that we are defining this phase in the Hindu civilization, the Hindu history, is called the British occupation. In our textbooks, it's called British occupation. But some of the laws of the so-called British occupation in India are exactly similar and parallel to slavery that happened in the United States against the African American people. So why are we not calling it the Hindu slavery? Why are we not calling it a huge racist movement against Hindus? Instead, it is called the British occupation. With that, I'd like to go into some of the gory details of what the British did in India, resulting in so many million more people's death and literally the destruction and enslavement of an entire civilization. From 1700 to 1947, the economic and psychological destruction of the Hindu civilization occurred. And this is also another description from Will Durant, a celebrated historian commenting on the British rule in India in 1930. He's saying, I've seen a great people starving to death before my eyes, and I'm convinced that this exhaustion and starvation are due not, as their beneficiaries claim, to overpopulation and superstition, but to the most sordid and criminal exploitation of one nation by another in all recorded history. Now let's take a look at this in the real picture. 1947, what was actually going on by the British? It was the time of World War II. It was a time when another part of the world was going through a huge amount of genocide. But what was a supporter, a so-called ally, doing in India at the exact same time? Causing the deaths of millions and starvation. The British occupation meant using all of the gold and looting so many different people, so many different treasuries, straight and giving that straight to the mainland kingdom in England. Now, British occupation used all possible means to destroy Hindu civil and cultural institutions in order to delegitimize and demoralize the indigenous people of India so that they can become slaves in their own homeland. And let's say this again, it's not an occupation. This is straight out slavery of an entire civilization. But we have not even done our due diligence in changing the textbooks of Hindu history. It is not an occupation. I'm sorry, but it is a slavery of entire civilization. And let's go over some of the points that make it so. One, discriminatory laws to instill feelings of racial inferiority. Didn't this happen in the United States with the Civil War? Engineered famines to starve natives into submission. Annexed Hindu kingdoms to undermine native rule. Another thing that has happened to so many Native Americans in the Americas. Annexed Hindu kingdoms to undermine native rule. Mistranslated Hindu scriptures to instill anti-Hindu narratives. Didn't this happen as justification propaganda in the Jewish Holocaust? Destroyed indigenous Gurukul education systems. All education systems, all schools for even Jewish children were destroyed and were no longer legal under the Nazi government in Germany. Just put the parallels to attest here. If you see that it is a genocide, but Hindus have not meant $45 trillion, which was looted from India, and 45 million Hindus dead due to famines and poverty imposed by British policies in reprisal of killings for the 1857 mutiny, and 680 native kingdoms usurped by the British Raj. One quote that we have here from Sashi Tharoor, one of the Indian members of the Indian Parliament, the British came to one of the richest countries in the world. Over 200 years of exploitation, looting, and destruction reduced it as a poster child of third world poverty. And this sums up literally exactly what the British occupation did in India. Now we have phase 3. After the 1947 partition or the independence of India, so-called independence of India, until the present day and age. This quote is from Jawaharlal Nehru, from his book, The Prison Diaries from 1935, where he says, what a disgusting, savage people we are. Politics, progress, socialism, communism, science, where are there Where are they before this black religious savagery? India can never be a Hindu republic. Unfortunately, at this time, it is important that these people had literally solicited India, a Hindu country, in order to snatch it away from its roots. Yes, the next slide, please. We have also B.R. Ambedkar, India's first law minister and principal architect of the Indian Constitution, the Pakistan or the partition of India. He's saying, if Hindu Raj does become a fact, it will no doubt be the greatest calamity for the country. No matter what the Hindus say, Hinduism is a menace to liberty, equality, and fraternity. It is incompatible with democracy. Hindu Raj must be prevented at any cost. These people who had designed the inhabitants of India, designed the constitution of India after the British occupation of India, had literally made it such that no Hindu could stay safe in India. And Hinduism was thus literally wiped from any kind of law. The modern Indian legal system, academia, and media all systematically undermine, suppress, and delegitimize Hindu institutions and culture. And here are some of the points in which they do so. India's constitution established government control and taxation over Hindu temples, schools, etc., while religions are free from interference. Articles 26 to 30 of India's constitution discriminate against Hindus by giving special rights and benefits to non-Hindus. That means that non-Hindus got rights to scholarships, got rights to different minorities, got different minority rights. However, the same kind of rights were not applied to Hindus. Hindu kingdoms and self-governance was there, but was then abolished entirely. Anti-superstition laws were passed to criminalize Hindu practices. Mainstream Indian academics described Hindus as sexist, racist, backwards, and oppressors. And negative media portrayals of Hindus in Bollywood and TV go on until today. In even the most recent releases from Bollywood and different media houses in India, anti-Hindu narratives are one of the most popular and one of the most circulated in mainstream media. Media narratives are used to stereotype and demoralize Hindus. And this is going on from the last point which I said. Bollywood and other mainstream media outlets consistently portray Hindu gods and gurus as cartoonish, dishonest, corrupt, and sex fiends in a manner similar to the British imperial propaganda. Media narratives are used to shape human consciousness and further political agendas. Now, this is accepted by all people, that media is an extremely potent weapon used in order to control a certain public. And we know it now. Each and every one of us is not new to this. We know that media plays a role in what the public knows and how the public is reacting. So how media is portraying Hindu gurus, Hinduism, and Hindu traditions matters a lot. If we are not able to see that, then if we're not able to even recognize what the media is doing and stand up for it, then what Hindus do we call ourselves? Racist British colonial stereotypes have been literally perpetuating in today's media, in literally some trailers for movies that are being released in 2021 and 2022. What have we done about this as Hindus? Each and every one of us. Have we even written as much? Have we ever come out and rioted on the streets for it? Not even rioted, even just a peaceful protest. Have we done anything for it? This brings us to the next part of this segment, the revival of a Hindu nation. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is the only Hindu leader who has been courageous enough and has done the hard work in actually reviving a Hindu nation. We have seen how the leaders who were creating India in its new beginning in 1947 literally pushed aside and made it illegal, made it absolutely irrelevant to bring a Hindu nation back into the world. But it is the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself who is reviving a Hindu nation. And this quote I'd like to read out of what the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself declared boldly against the anti-Hindu militant forces, and in order to revive and resurge Hinduism from a 5,000-year Hindu Holocaust. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism declared, during the time of Mahabharata, we had 56 deshas, 200 states, 1,700 sampradayas, and 10,000 sampradayas and traditions. In all 56, we Hindus are persecuted. In all 56, we Hindus have lost all of Hindus, or we are a dying population. The last one to fall is Nepal. Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism says, I am the collective voice of all persecuted Hindus. I will revive and rebuild a Hindu nation. Build on Vedagamic principles as a refuge for all practicing and aspiring Hindus, a safe haven for all persecuted Hindus. And this is not just Hindus in India, but Hindus in Pakistan, Hindus in Malaysia, Hindus in Cambodia, Hindus across the world who are literally dwindling in population. There are Hindus being converted every single day. There are Hindus dying every single day. And today, during the Pralaya, in India, there are Hindus dying in mass numbers. But what is the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism doing? And not only this, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has come down as the incarnation of Paramashiva on planet Earth for the very purpose of reviving Kailasa and bringing superconscious breakthrough to the world. This revival of Kailasa, the Hindu nation, is for reviving the whole life of enlightened civilization and all great things it has to offer to the world, bringing legitimacy to all the offerings of Sanatana Hindu Dharma and sharing it with whole world is the purpose of Kailasa, the Hindu nation. Now let's understand the administration of Kailasa as per what the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism declared. Kailasa is the revival of a cosmic constitution. Kailasa is the model nation of how enlightened civilization should be living and administered. Politics, judiciary, education, economy, everything will be revived as Paramashiva revealed in the Vedagamic Sanatana Hindu Dharma's scriptures. Being one of the most persecuted civilizations, Hinduism is on the brink of extinction, such that the next generation of Hindus may not even know Hinduism through only history books. And now let's just have a straight talk here for all the viewers. Do we know Hinduism? Are we practicing real Hinduism? If you are an NRI or if you are watching this, you're maybe under the age of 30. Are we really practicing Hinduism? You might be in America, you might be in anywhere in the world. You might be wearing bindi every day. You might be wearing Hindu traditional clothes and you might be proud of your culture. But are you doing your responsibility to protect Sanatana Hindu Dharma from further destruction? What can we do to stand up for Hindu civilization and all that it has to offer to the world? Today, Hinduism is a political orphan. The preservation and restoration of Hinduism's spiritual and cultural heritage is impossible without a national identity. There is no Hindu nation in even India is proud of being secular, even as Hindus are dying every single day now during the pandemic. What can we do to save Hinduism? This is for all of the Hindus who are born Hindus, practicing Hindus, who are sympathetic towards Hindus, or even people who are curious for Hinduism. It is time now to reclaim our Hindu identity. Hinduism is responsible for our successful life. If you are Hindu and you are healthy, wealthy, rich, successful, peaceful, happy, respectable, have a stable family, have the best mental setup, Hinduism is responsible for it. Our ancestors, and Paramashiva himself is the one who is responsible, who has given the gift of each and everything that we are enjoying today. Hindu identity is responsible, and Hindu scriptures are responsible. It is the Hindu scriptures that have given us the mental setup that we have today. If we see Hindus across the world, we have the least amount of divorce rate in all countries. In India, even less than 1% of divorce happens, and giving us stable families, giving us stable growth and happiness during our childhood, and making us successful in the outer world, making us being able to go to some of the largest and best universities in the world, and helping us be extremely successful in the largest, most successful companies in the world, and helping an entire civilization grow just out of technology and artificial intelligence. The next slide, please. Hindus are the richest and most successful ethnic community in the world. Hindu scriptures, Hindu lifestyle, and our enlightened masters are responsible for this. Hindu thought currents are responsible for this. Hindus are the most educated religious group in the United States. Is actually what is actually noted in the Hindustan Times as of 2019. That is not too long ago. And in fact, even today, Hindus are benefiting the most from the Hindu background that we've had. Not just anti-Hindu elements being active. It is responsible Hindu leaders who are inactive that have caused this destruction of Hinduism. It is now time that we have to take responsibility for Hinduism and let all Hindus all over the world reclaim our Hindu identity. And it is our responsibility as Hindus. It is the responsibility of Hindus to revive this ancient enlightened civilization again and again, and give all the gifts of the enlightened civilization to humanity. According to the World Health Organization, more than 264 million people of all ages suffer from depression. And according to the World Drug Report of 2019, 35 million people worldwide suffer from drug use disorders. According to the World Health Organization, once again, close to 800,000 people die due to suicide every year. And which is actually, if you do the math, one person every 45 seconds. Worldwide, more than 700 billion land animals are killed for food every single year. The revival of the ancient, enlightened, civilizational nation, Kailasa, is a survival need to humanity. Leave the pandemic aside, even 2 years ago, these statistics were there. We were worried about global warming. But if we had followed Sanatana Hindu Dharma in scriptural truths, the solutions given by Paramashiva himself and revived by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism in our scriptures, if we had just followed that with absolute adherence and integrity, we would not be in the situation that we are in today. This is an invitation to all Hindus. If you are born Hindu, practicing Hindu, sympathetic towards Hinduism, or curious towards Hinduism, wanting to explore Hinduism, you can become a part of this revival. Now, let us understand from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism as the only hope for humanity who is reviving this, the sole, courageous, brave, and absolutely dedicated leader for the revival of Kailasa. How he has brought Kailasa as a gift for each and every one of us. Let's now watch this video where the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism gives us exactly what we need to know.
Contribution. Hinduism, Veda Agamas have great things to contribute to the world. Like the great power manifestation science, the ancient culture and arts, the ancient lifestyle truths, the ancient medical practices and medicinal knowledge, the ancient indigenous cultural heritage and jewelry, perfume, dance, music. In every level, Hinduism has so much to contribute. Veda Agamic traditions have so much to contribute. To share all this with the world, to contribute to the world. Hindus need to tell the world what they are contributing in every level. The brand of Hinduism itself is enriching and empowering and enlightening. Hinduism is all about enlightening the world. Empowering, enlightening, enriching the world. Contributing. That is our spiritual life. That is our spiritual strength. That is our spiritual core principle. O humanity, I request you with folded hands, some one corner of the world, if you just give me few hundred acres, I will keep this whole science alive. Leave it for the whole humanity freely. Fortunately, Paramashiva has given me the power to decode all this Hindu medicinal system, Hindu judiciary system, Hindu social law and order system, Hindu power manifestation system, Hindu mental sciences system, Hindu yogic sciences, the sciences of Hindu biology, Hindu physics, Hindu psychology, Hindu physiology, Hindu chemistry, all this Paramashiva has given me the power to decode. Whatever the remaining scriptures are available with the humanity, Paramashiva has blessed me, and I have collected, not only I have collected and organized, I can decode. This whole science can be kept alive in any one corner of the world. Just few hundred acres are given for me to live peacefully and exist peacefully. I can store this whole thing alive and contribute it to humanity. Humanity can become better and better and better. I can make the planet Earth so much better place to live. I am here to contribute, and I will continue to contribute. As long as I am allowed to live, I will contribute. I have collected all the remaining available scriptures, maybe 2 crore books. 2 crore means 20 million, I think, books on Hindu physics, Hindu chemistry, Hindu biology, Hindu physiology, Hindu psychology, Hindu law and order, Hindu social system, the power manifestation sciences of Hinduism, yogic sciences of Hinduism, I have collected, and Paramashiva has given me the blessings and power to decode. I have decoded and continuing to decode them. If the humanity, somebody is kind enough to give me few hundred acres in one corner of the world and let me live peacefully, I can keep all the scriptures there and go on sharing with the world, revealing these whole sciences to the world, and go on contributing. I don't need anything other than one cup of curd rice every day, that's all. A cup of curd rice per day, over. I can go on be giving this to the world. I can add to the world. I can make the world better place to live. That's all I have to say. Thousands of medicines are described detail in ancient Siddha and Ayurvedic scriptures. Paramashiva has given me the power to decode them, read them, and properly translate and map them to the modern day human language. And I am ready to work 20 hours a day. I just need few hundred acres where I can sit peacefully and keep this library, run a Gurukul where thousands of people can learn this and share it with the world. Understand? I am only interested in contributing. If we can decode all this great knowledge, whole world can prosper from this knowledge. Whole world can enjoy from this knowledge. If I prosper, I will only create a university. I will not create anything else. If the Hindus prosper, they will only create education institutions. Because Hinduism is all about giving, contributing. If I prosper, I'll create university, that's all. Kailasa is all about university to decode the ancient sciences and share with the world. Understand? Every day I am sitting and going on decoding, writing notes on my books and writing details on my books. Whether it is making human beings manifest powers, and I have also now started downloading and decoding the science of making animals manifest powers. Whether making people manifest powers or healing, in every level, life is all about contribution.
If you understand, hear, listen to the words of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, you will understand why Kailasa is needed. And Devi Parashakti has warned all of Hindus that right now, what is going on in India is because we have not stood up. But for Hindus, it is not too late. You can declare now. You can change your future and change now and reclaim our Hindu identity. We must stand up now, and it's not too late. If you feel that this is your path, if you're a Hindu, if you are born Hindu, practicing Hindu, if you are sympathizing towards Hinduism, or you're even curious, or you're just wanting to explore Hinduism, now you can ask in this Devi Parashakti Akashic reading that you want to start reclaiming your Hindu identity. You want to stand up as a Hindu with the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, led by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, and have her blessings and her grace and protection in this courageous and needed, survival needed effort. As we continue on in today's program, we will be understanding the different breakthroughs that people have had in this during the Devi Parashakti Akashic reading, and how you can have those breakthroughs in your life as well. How the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has literally opened up Kailasa to protect humanity and protect Indians and those who are really rushing, desperate for protection in Kailasa and Adi Kailash. So stay tuned for all of these upcoming segments as we go further on in today's program. For now, we will take a quick break and get right back with you.
Listen intensely. Life, consciousness in you does not end while your body drops dead. It moves from different universes, vertical time zones, lives in different time zones as per its free will, knowledge, desire, but ultimately to get enlightened, complete liberation, Paramashivoham, your soul has to come back to this karma bhumi, the Bhumandala. This Bhumandala and the Jati ecosystems, the caste ecosystems, Hindu, Jnana, Sannyasa, Yoga, Grihastha, multiple spiritual ecosystems are created for the souls to come back and rebirth and grow more and more towards enlightenment easily, quickly, in accelerated speed and space. Understand the secret of Sayujya Mukti. Your Kundalini Shakti experiences the bondage inside your body due to compulsive sexual appetite. all the male bodies, building intense yogic body through yoga and pranayama, building the mind of Tyaga centric, will heal your compulsive sexual appetite and make you reach Sayujya. All female bodies, love-centered care, serving every being will liberate you from the compulsive sexual appetite and make your Kundalini reach Sahasrara, which is Kailasa, Paramashivoham, Sayujya.
Yes, Nithyananda everyone. Welcome back. So we'll be moving on to the next segment of this program. How can you offer your gratitude to Devi Parashakti today before we receive her blessings and darshan? So what are the various offerings to Parashakti? So before we move on to that, let us understand the significance of offering. So offering is a giving of divine gift of pure love, devotion and oneness. And it consists of two parts. Number one is giving and number two is accepting. So only when the divine accepts what one offers, the offering itself, it becomes complete. So offering is not made out of any fear or greed. So when an avatar, he lands, the offerings are purely a part of the grand Leela played only for the purpose of enlightenment. So let us understand more about the significance of an offering and what are all the offerings we can offer to Parashakti. So before that, we will enter into the Dhyana Sloka from the Moola Agama of Manomani Dhyanam. It says, Induni Bhaveda Karavagni Yanam Syat Pankaja Barabhaya Japaksha Sarayuktam Angahimabhushana Vichitra Vasanam Syat Tungamakutojvala Manonmani Swarupam. Yes. This beautiful Dhyana Sloka, it just talks about Devi like she has a moon-like face, holding the Vedas, the books on hand, the fire in eyes, with lotus flower grazing and blessing hands, and one hand with Japamala, beautifully decorated with jeweled ornaments in wonderful clothes, shining pink crown, and her name is Manu Mani. And we have the next Dhyana Sloka which says, Dhyaye Devim Trinetram Sashini Bhavadanam Veda Hastam Dadanam Savye Padmam Varadama Pare Chabayam Chakshamalam Divyairabharanai Vibhushitatanum Brahmadi Vipujitam Devimeva Manonmanim Pratidinam Kamarta Datrim Shubham. So this Dhyana Sloka beautifully explains, I meditate on Devi with three eyes, glowing like a moon, and hold the Veda, the lotus, and grazing with blessing and grazing hands. She is wearing beautiful ornaments. She is worshipped by Brahma and other many gods, and showers auspicious boons for all the actions every day. So let us now understand the significance of the divine element gold. So the gold is a divine element. It purifies anything it touches. It is an element of spiritual significance and great spiritual power of healing and enlightening. The vibration of gold has a power to infuse sattva energy and positive thought currents in anyone who wears and anyone who sees or operates in its vicinity. So gold is literally present in all the scriptures, the Vedas, the Agamas, the Shastras, the Itihasas, the Puranas. So in all Hindu scriptures, it is abundantly displayed that gold is the most auspicious and the purest metal which purifies our being. So in Hindu civilization, everything was built in gold. exchanged in gold, and even the ritual feasts were offered in golden bricks. So, when one was to be saved from life threatening illnesses, gold was offered as a ritual fee. Gold was in abundance and it was used for weighing equivalent amount of commodities, including cows. So kingdoms were built with huge doors of gold, and the streets would have huge columns and huge archways of gold. So horses and cows were dressed up in gold. So the Hindu civilization literally thrived on the banks of the river of gold. Indus River was called as the Hiranmaya, the river of gold in Rig Veda, and the river Saraswati was called Hiranyavartani in Atharva Veda. So gold is the supreme element for offering the gifts to ones you love and revere. So temples are constructed and paved in gold. Deities are made in gold, decked and adorned in gold because it preserves the enlightenment energy for thousands of years and it lasts forever. So, with that beautiful importance of the significance of offering gold to Devi Parashakti. Now, let us understand what is the first offering to Parashakti. The first offering is E-Hundi offering. So, you can offer any amount as a kanikal, as a deep token of gratitude to Devi Parashakti at her feet. So, the beautiful Shastra Pramana, it says, Bhakti Priya Bhakti Gamya Bhakti Vashya Bhayapaha Shambhavi Sharadharadhya Sharvani Sharmadayini. So Devi is fond of true devotion and is realized through true devotion. She can be won over through true devotion and she removes all the fears. So literally you can offer any amount at the feet of Parashakti and you can manifest whatever you want as your reality and your name will be chanted out during the puja when the puja is offered to Parashakti. So you can offer any amount to as an e-hundi offering to Devi Parashakti. Next offering is the Sankalpa chanting. So the Devi Mahatmyam, it beautifully says, Tayaitan mohyate vishwam saiva vishwam prasuyate sayachitta cha vijanam tushtarudhim prayaschati. So the goddess enchants this universe and she herself gives birth to this universe. That goddess, being prayed without interest in anything, gives that knowledge that leads to salvation and gives wealth in materialistic sense. So you can offer the Sankalpa chanting, the conscious resolution, receive the blessings from Parashakti, and whatever wishes you're yearning for to make it into reality, you can actually offer the Sankalpa chanting and avail this opportunity from Devi Parashakti. So you can offer the Sankalpa chanting at $1. The next offering is the Sahasranama Swarana Kasu. So the Lalita Sahasranama verse, it says, Nama Parayana Prita. She who likes the repetition of her various names. So this is an offering of the 1008 names of Devi Parashakti and it is a very special and unique archana which is offered to the Mahameru of Devi Parashakti. So you can offer this golden coin which is inscribed with each of these 1008 names of Parashakti and literally awaken all the divine qualities, the Ananta Kalyana Gunas of Parashakti inside of you. So it is available at $755, $151 and $251. So the next offering is the offering of the finger ring with a pearl, the Mukta Anguti. So the Meenakshi Pancharatna, it says, Mukta Harala Satkirita Ruchiram Purnendu Vaktra Prabham Shinjannu Pura Kinkini Manidaram Padma Prabhavasuram Sarvabhishta Falapradam Girisutam Vanirama Sevitam Meenakshim Pranatosmi Santatamaham Karunyavaram Nidhim. I bow to the goddess Meenakshi, whose crown has garlands of pearls and the face shining like a full moon, who wears anklets that are studded with gemstones and has small bells, who is shining like the splendor of lotus, who grants all the wishes, the daughter of the mountain, who is worshipped by the goddess Vani and Rama. I remain ever bowing to the goddess Meenakshi, the ocean of compassion. So literally you can offer this finger ring, the pearl finger ring to Devi Meenakshi and receive the blessings to be showered by her compassion and pure love in all your business endeavors. So you can offer this finger ring with the pearl at $251, $501 and $750. The next offering is the Swarna Padma Pushpam, the golden lotus. So the Kamikagama verse, it explains all the kalasas should be wound around with suitable thread and covered with new cloth. So they should be adorned with lotus flower made of gold. So the significance of lotus flower is very beautiful in the Hindu tradition, that hundreds of scriptural references are there where each of the worships, it involves the lotus flower, the lotus pericarp or the lotus petal. So it is itself is a divine flower. So you can offer this lotus flower of any size you wish to, and you can receive the blessings of Parashakti, literally to awaken the state, the space and the powers of Parashakti in your inner space. So any kind of an adverse situation you're facing in your life, you can offer the Swarna Padma Pushpam, the golden lotus, and remove the obstacles. So you can offer this at $600, and you can go into the link tiny.cc/Devi-offerings. The next offering is the offering of the golden toe ring, the Swarna Metti. Yes. So the beautiful verse, it explains, you whose brightness from the toenails destroys the darkness of ignorance from the minds of devotees who prostrate at your feet. So literally when you offer the story, you're touching the feet of Devi Parashakti and holding on to her feet and getting her blessings even in the most difficult aspects of your life. So you can offer this Swarna Metti at $750. So the next offering is the offering of the Swarna Mangtika, the golden hairline jewelry. So Sudha Sarabi Varshini, she who makes the nectar flow in all our nerves from the Sahasrara. That means she gives the very pleasant experience of the ultimate. So the Mangtika, it represents the nectar flowing from the Sahasrara chakra, which is fully opened. So you can offer this Swarna Mangtika to Devi Parashakti and receive her blessings of achieving the blissful state of overflowing gratitude and space of complete completion. So the next offering to Devi Parashakti is the offering of Pratyaksha Pada Puja. So the Saundarya Lahari, it beautifully says that the nails of Parashakti have been sharpened by constantly being touched by the crowns of the celestial beings who always prostrate before Devi. So Tamo Guna is darkness, and in this sloka, the tamas is indicative of ignorance in the minds of devotees, and by constantly prostrating before Devi, their ignorance is removed and they attain knowledge. So you can offer this Pratyaksha Pada Puja to Shakti and receive all the blessings and auspiciousness of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, His Divine Holiness Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. So you can offer this Pratyaksha Pada Puja at $1,008. So the next offering is the offering of Vastra Seva. So the Vastra Seva is also a part of the Pratyaksha Pada Puja. So you can also offer this Vastra Seva and receive the blessings from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. So here we have the list of all the offerings to Devi Parashakti, the E-Hundi offering. So you can offer any amount at the feet of Parashakti and offer it as a kanika to the feet of Parashakti. Next is the Sankalpa chanting, the offering your conscious resolution for $1. The Devi Sahasranama Kasu, the golden coin with the sacred name of Devi inscribed in each of the golden coin. The Mukta Anguti, the pearl finger ring. The Swarna Padma Pushpam, the golden lotus flower. The Swarna Metti, the golden toe ring for the lotus feet of Devi Parashakti. The Swarna Mangtika, the golden hairline jewelry. The Pratyaksha Pada Puja and the Vastra Seva. Yes. So with that, we have the link to which you need to be going on and offering your seva by making an online payment. So you can go to the link and click on to tiny.cc/Devi-offerings and make your payment to offer your seva, offer any of these sevas which are mentioned and offer your deep gratitude and devotion to Parashakti. And once you make the online payment, you can submit your details for offering your puja, the names to be chanted in the link tiny.cc/Sankalpa 2021.
Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
So now I'll be taking you through a small walkthrough of how to make the online payment for offering the seva to Parashakti. So once you click onto the link tiny.cc/Devi offerings, you'll be guided to this page, and you can go and choose an option. So whichever option you want, you can actually opt for that seva. For example, if you want to offer the Swarna Padma Pushpam, you can go and click onto the Swarna Padma Pushpam and add to the cart. So once you add to the cart, you can move and you can proceed to check out the next link. So once you proceed to check out, you'll be guided to this page where you need to fill out all your billing details, your email addresses, and your name, and then you can place your order. So after you place your order, you can go to the next link to submit your names for the Sankalpa chanting. Go to the link and click on to the next and fill out all the details, your name, your country, and all your details, and select the Devi Parashakti Bhava Samadhi Darshan option. And once you click on to the next, your names will be chanted during the puja. So this is one more option where you can offer your e-hundi offering to Parashakti, your Panikai. So under the live stream option in the YouTube, you can go ahead and click the super sticker and the super chat option to offer your e-hundi offering to Parashakti. So these are the various ways you can offer the sevas to Parashakti today during the Akashic reading and Bhava Samadhi Darshan of Parashakti herself. So with that, we come to the conclusion of the session and we'll be moving on to the next segment of this program after a short break.
Listen intensely. Life, consciousness in you does not end while your body drops dead. It moves from different universes, vertical time zones, lives in different time zones as per its free will, knowledge, desire, but ultimately to get enlightened, complete liberation, Paramashiva Padam, your soul has to come back to this karma bhumi, the Bhumandala. This Bhumandala and the Jati ecosystems, the caste ecosystems, Hindu, Jnana, Sannyasa, Yoga, Grihastha, multiple spiritual ecosystems are created for the souls to come back and rebirth and grow more and more towards enlightenment easily, quickly, in accelerated speed and space. Paramashivoham. Paramashivoham.
Nithyananda. The next segment is about Kailasa's multi-layer quarantine opportunity for India during COVID-19. Before we move into the segment, let's have a quick glimpse about the revelations of Devi Parashakti on 12th of May 2021, when she revealed that India is the biggest spiritual land where enlightened beings happen again and again, flower as the enlightened beings, and benefit the world. We cannot afford to lose Bharadam. We cannot lose the enlightenment womb. In order to save the world, save the cosmos from the cosmic deluge, I built a ship called Adi Kailasa. In order to protect the humanity from the cosmic deluge, I gathered together all the spiritual energy of the cosmos and built the ship called Adi Kailasa. Due to the cunning strategy of the treacherous people and the ruling of the enemies, the captain of the ship itself had to leave the ship. Now, let all come and take a good bath, get protected, and get healed and get all the benefits. Make use of the ship which I built out of huge grace and compassion, and protect yourselves from the cosmic deluding destructive dance. For India, I made the ship as protection, the Nithyananda Lingam in Vaidya Sarovar. Go to Adi Kailasa, crores of people will come there looking for health, Navapashana water, feast and medicine. To get the health and protection and enlightenment, for all of them give Annadan. To protect India from great destruction, I, Parashakti, made this huge ship. Even if the captain of the ship is not there, ship is there. So what we saw from the revelations of Devi Parashakti, even if the captain of the ship is not there, the ship is there. The captain of the ship, the supreme pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasanidana, His Divine Holiness Swamiji, even if he is not there, because of the persecution from the anti-Hindu elements and anti-Guru Hindu media mafia and the Neo-Hindutva groups, because of the brutal persecution from them, even if the captain of the ship is not there, he has built this ship out of grace and compassion. He has built this Adi Kailasa Sarvanya Peetam, where the Nithyananda Lingam is installed 12 years before. And now it is going to get ripened. The whole energy is going to get ripened on the occasion of Guru Purnima, which is going to protect the entire humanity from the ongoing pandemic. Just if you see today's COVID-19 stats, it's a 63.8K. India sees slight rise in the new cases. About 1K plus deaths are being recorded. The coronavirus new variant, new Delta plus variant in India, all you need to know about the new strain. So finally, the scientific community has now identified the new variant. So far, the new variant was not identified, and that led to medical diagnostics problems. But finally, they have found out the new Delta variant. But even then, after finding out, there's going to be still more issues from the medical community in terms of developing the assay and diagnosis further. Now, let us see the contributions of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, for which he was persecuted. What made these anti-Hindu elements to persecute Swamiji? If you see Swamiji's contributions, it covers a wide range of humanitarian efforts, religious efforts, reviving the religious authentic legitimacy of the Sanatana Hindu Dharma, and reviving the spiritual legitimacy of Hinduism. So the meditation classes were conducted in local schools by the Kailasa's White Om International Agency, Sovereign Order of Kailasa, which is personally guided and blessed by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. And you can see here in 2004, the secondary school students were blessed to learn the truths of life and underwent powerful meditation under the guidance of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism way back in 2004 itself. In 2006, Swamiji guided the school students again in the super conscious living. This is one Trichy in Tamil Nadu. This is way back in 2008 with the engineering college students. This is the first confluence for the world peace to honor the memory of those who lost their lives and of those who risked their lives to save others during the terrorist attack at the World Trade Center on September 11th, 2001. This is from the Peace March to unite the people of all the religions for peace was initiated by heads in southern India. This is from January 2009. This is from the Peace Walk by the Peacekeepers of the Sovereign Order of Kailasa in South India. Even with a fractured hand, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was engaged in selfless work day and night, inspiring the peacekeepers of the Sovereign Order of Kailasa to engage protruding out of the skin. In 2013, 2 steel implants that were fastened in 2011 were removed as the bones had healed completely. This picture is after that surgery. And here you can see in 2006, a monk of the Sovereign Order of Kailasa donating blood. This is from 2009, the representatives of Kailasa's Red Om handing over their collected donation for Karnataka's
April 2008, a spiritual conference and meditation program led by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, organized by Kailasa's White Om, attended by the citizens of Kailasa. The message here from the former President of India, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, commending the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism on the occasion of Jayanti on 30th December 2007 for creating a peaceful environment in the society by making the citizens spiritually aware, it being an important societal mission. And he recognizes that Nithyananda Mission, Kailasa, is across 33. And here you have the former President of India during a meeting in Delhi, and he releasing the flagship book, and he's giving this whole commendation and very heartfelt wishes and his message to the world saying, Swamiji, it is such a joy to experience your blissful smile. When we were children, we lived blissfully, smiled a lot, and were really happy and fulfilled. But as we grow, we lose our smile. Yet when I see you carry and radiate such a divine bliss. If I could ask you for something, Swamiji, I would request you to spread the same bliss that you carry inside you to the entire world. If you could do that, I would be very happy. And needless to say, that is exactly and a lot more than what the former President of India asked the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has been giving to the world in various levels. 22nd March 2007, one can see the California Legislature Assembly recognizing the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism as an enlightened master, modern mystic, greatest saint of modern happiness through meditation. 9th November 2007, the Senate of the State of California, recognizing the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism for his spirit, dedication, efforts to raise awareness of the Vedic tradition and to usher positively on global peace and universal brotherhood. One can see various certificates, including 1st September 2009, from this time from Canada, Toronto, recognizing the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism for his contributions as a global ambassador. Across India, across the West, US, Canada, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, his efforts to bring about a complete transformation, superconscious breakthrough in humanity, being recognized by worldwide leaders. 6th October 2009, Oklahoma City acknowledging the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism for his unselfish service to the people of Oklahoma City while serving for their spiritual well-being. So the whole world, in a very short time, recognizing the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and his contributions to humanity at large. Coming back to India, 30th April 2016, a postage stamp on the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was released by the Indian Postal Department on the occasion of the Kumbh Mela, which is the largest spiritual gathering on the planet Earth. 24th October 2015, the Senate of the State of California recognized and congratulated the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism for highlighting and educating the community on Kumbh Mela. And 11th October 2015, one can see the Akhil Bharatiya Akhada Parishad, which is the apex body of Hinduism, giving the authorization and requesting the Nithyananda Hindu University, which is as only organization that can conduct the Kumbh Mela festival outside India. Here it is saying, the letter which is saying, since 2007, Nithyananda University and Nithyananda Sangha have successfully conducted 4 Kumbh Mela events in the United States of America, and we are confident that they will continue to do so in a way that preserves the sanctity and significance of the festival. September 2017, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was awarded the Guinness World Record for the largest rope yoga class, Kundalini Raju Yoga. October 2017, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was awarded the Guinness World Record for the largest pole yoga, Shiva Stamba Yoga class. And No other spiritual leader having such a credential to his credit, where 3 Guinness World Records, and in a pretty short span of 3 months, 16 December 2017, yet again another world record, the largest human Om symbol, and which is being given to the Supreme Point of Hinduism and the Nithyananda University at Bangalore on 16 December 2017. So, across the world, within India, and setting world records, which for a lifetime is an achievement for someone, in this case, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism establishing 3 Guinness World Records in 3 months. And 18th October 2017, a whole city, the city of Montclair, is declaring Paramahamsa Nithyananda Day in recognition of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's contribution to the superconscious evolution of humanity. Across the whole decade, way back in 2012, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was named among the world's 100 most spiritually influential personalities by a renowned esoteric magazine, Body, Mind, Spirit. One can see here Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism listed as one of the top world influential personalities. And a few years back, 31st May 2018, this time in the field of humanities, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was conferred the honorary doctorate in humanities by the Commonwealth University. 29 October 2018, the United Nations Global Development Organization respectfully presented to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism for, you see, the certificate for the superconscious evolution of humanity. 25th April 2019, the Azteca University in Mexico recognized the tremendous scientific contribution made by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism in the field of superconsciousness and awarded him an honorary doctorate in the sciences for this. So one can see, spanning the whole spectrum, be it certificates of recognition, invitations, receiving the keys to the cities, honorary doctorates, Guinness World Records. Everything and much more is what the world showered on the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism in the whole decade. From the time the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism entered his public life in a huge way back in 2000, right up to 2010, and the second decade, where after the massive persecution done to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, he not only continued but intensified his contributions to humanity, and humanity yet again the world recognized the contributions of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Before we go into the next segment on what the world gave back to Hinduism, let's take the time to register ourselves to join the COVID Care Protection Center, which, as we just saw a little while back, the COVID-19 pandemic taking the lives of millions, especially India, affected very badly by this COVID-19 pandemic and its repercussions, its other morbidities and accompanying infections, be it black fungus, white fungus, yellow fungus, or what came out yesterday, green fungus. If one wants to protect oneself, as Devi Parashakti revealed, register even below https://kailasa.org with a AA/Kailasa care. Let's take a few minutes to register ourselves at this link.
Mm.
Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Understand the secret of Sayujya Mukti. Your Kundalini Shakti experiences the bondage inside your body due to compulsive sexual appetite. All the male bodies building intense yogic body through yoga and pranayama, building the mind of Tyaga centric, will heal your compulsive sexual appetite and make you reach Sayujya. All female bodies, love-centered care, serving every being will liberate you from the compulsive sexual appetite and make your Kundalini reach Sahasrara, which is Kailasa, Paramashivapada, Sayujya. Listen intensely. Life, consciousness in you does not end while your body drops dead. It moves from different universes, vertical time zones, lives in different time zones as per its free will, knowledge, desire, but ultimately to get enlightened, complete liberation, Paramashiva Padam, your soul has to come back to this karma bhumi, the Bhumandala. This Bhumandala and the Jati ecosystems, the caste ecosystems, Hindu, Jnana, Sannyasa, Yoga, Grihastha, multiple spiritual ecosystems are created for the souls to come back and rebirth and grow more and more towards enlightenment easily, quickly, in accelerated speed and space.
understand the secret of Sayujya Mukti. Your Kundalini Shakti experiences the bondage inside your body due to compulsive sexual appetite. All the male bodies building intense yogic body through yoga and pranayama, building the mind of Tyaga centric, will heal your compulsive sexual appetite and make you reach Sayujya. All female bodies, love-centered care, serving every being will liberate you from the compulsive sexual appetite and make your Kundalini reach Sahasrara, which is Kailasa, Paramashivoham, Sayujya. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om 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 Nithyananda
Next, we are going to
Paramashivoham.
see the persecution of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. What made these anti-Hindu elements to attack the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism? On 2nd of March 2010, Sun TV, a politically owned media house, was the ruling party of the state of Tamil Nadu. They made a sensational and repeated screening of a fabricated video purporting to show the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism with the well-known Indian film actress. The video was later proved to be false. It was proved to be false, and the judge ordered the television station to run an apology for it every 2 hours for 7 days. Hans Saxena, the CEO of the Sun TV, he publicly confessed to US court detailing the history and modus operandi of this blackmail and extortion, and he was jailed for the same. The state-owned and controlled television channel, within few hours, ensured that the television telecast was stopped. The ASMT has captured the video recording of the telecast and has this as an evidence of the same. But this did not remedy the damage that happened. following the hate propaganda started by the DMK affiliated Sun TV. The politically owned Neo Hindutva media amplified the misinformation and hatred spreading to its entire country with titles as Hang the Sin Swamis.
This resulted in marginalization of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and his community, which is the Adi Shaivite minority community, that they were neither able to receive fair trials from the judiciary nor sympathy or empathy from the society. On 26 March 2010, the Karnataka State Police, CID, unlawfully sent letters to banks holding the accounts of the public charitable trusts of the temple monastery of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, illegally ordering them to freeze all the bank accounts of these trusts. So on the one hand, the persecution of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism with an absolutely false, baseless lawfare on him, coupled with massive hate propaganda and direct assassination attempts on him, and on the other hand, trying to kill and finish the whole enlightenment spiritual ecosystems established by the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, direct attack on Kailasa by choking the bank accounts and the money flow of the Kailasa's various humanitarian and spiritual mission services. No debit transaction was allowed. It was suddenly a whole freeze on the bank accounts, though the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism was not involved directly in the functioning of these charitable trusts, they being public charitable trusts, and hence they were in no way connected even to the attacks, the illegal attacks on the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. But the whole aim was make the main source of food and basic amenities for the residents of the Adinam a huge struggle. It ended up that there was no food in the monastery. The residents were pushed to a crisis. The whole aim was shake and collapse the whole ecosystem so that people literally have to abandon the ship and run away. The residents were pushed to crisis and they were forced to survive by drinking rainwater, which collected underground, and live by sorting literally the good grains from the rotten ones and sit and sift through worm-infested rotten grains to just get some good grains. When the residents appealed to the court to seek relief against this absolutely illegal act of the state, the judge went on to make a mocking statement in the open court. If there is no food, eat air. Several residents and full-time volunteers actually had to flee the monastery due to starvation. Several social welfare and spiritual services of the monastery had to be discontinued. Although the Indian law and customary international law and treaties unanimously declare presumption of innocence of an accused until proven guilty, this fundamental right of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and his disciples have been repeatedly targeted and denied for over 10 years because of undue influence and misinformation by powerful state-funded media houses. On 11th June 2010, when hearing of the bail petition in the false case against the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, the High Court of Karnataka observed the undue media influence against the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, where it actually mentioned, the order mentioned that the whole issue is being subsidized by the media. What does the word subsidy mean? As per the Oxford Dictionary definition, to give subsidy or subsidize means to give or contribute a sum of money to support an industry or business to keep the price of its product or service low. What the High Court observed was that the attacks and allegations on the character of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism were funded by the media, not sustained or corroborated by facts or any complainant or witness who was part of any case. One can see here the newspaper itself highlighting the facts that the court took serious exception to filing an incomplete affidavit when it found that the affidavit did not disclose anything on the recordings of statements by witnesses with regard to the case. And under the guise of suspicion, how long can you, police, torture a person mentally? This is the remark made by the judge of the High Court of Karnataka, actually empathizing with the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and a massive persecution done to him.
The media had no obligation to make true claims, was under no declaration of any oath in any code of law, and they could any time retract from any of its claim and had no locus standi in court on legal grounds. But the media has a very prominent influence in negatively prejudicing the judiciary against the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and the ASMT community. Now, let us see how the Chief Minister influenced the judiciary here. So on 3rd of March 2010, he passed a public statement inciting hatred towards Swamiji and the ASMT community. And this statement was published by several newspapers and cited by several media channels, literally terrorizing Hindus to come in support for the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. So he told the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, he gives an open statement. He literally stereotyped and vilified Swamis. He labeled them as cheats, imposters, brainwashers, and destroyers of the life of the people. Please understand, he is making a remark for all the Hindu gurus who are carrying the Sanatana Hindu Dharma forward amongst the people. So he is vilifying and stereotyping the Hindu gurus as cheats, imposters, brainwashers, and destroyers of life of people. He further calls them out as despicable Swamis, hoodwinkers who are disguising in the name of devotion. So he is literally abusing the entire Guru Parampara of the Hindu tradition. And he is threatening people, literally by this public statement, the Chief Minister is threatening people, anyone who follows Guru, anyone who is following the Hindu Sampradaya, they'll be called as the hoodwinkers who are disgusting in the name of devotion, pushing the illiterate into deep pit. And he threatens by saying that my government cannot tolerate the despicable Swami's hoodwinking acts. People who are deeply buried in ignorance, who cannot still understand these, or even if understood, do not want to change. Those fickle-minded people who have fallen prey to these Swamis and destroying the society. So he labels people who follow gurus, people who follow the Guru Sampradaya, they are fickle-minded people. And he goes on to tell that they are destroying the society. So this is how the hate speech was spread by the Chief Minister of a state itself, right after spreading this false fabricated video in multiple media houses. And the Chief Minister explained his stand on practicing Hindus who followed gurus like Swamiji as this government won't be a mute spectator of those fickle-minded people who have fallen prey to the Swamis and destroying the society. So here he is openly threatening all the Hindus. Any Hindu who is following Guru Sampradaya, they will not be spared anymore by the government. Those who really want these preachers to be eradicated should stand by and support the actions my government is taking. So here is a call out for all the anti-Hindu elements and the neo-Hindutva groups to stand by him and support to destroy people, whoever is following the Guru Sampradaya. So can you believe this is actually a public statement made by the Chief Minister of a particular state? And this is happening right after the fabricated video was released in multiple media houses. This whole propaganda is hate inciting and it is threatening Hindus to follow Guru Sampradaya. In a similar interview with the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu, he further goes on to say that on March 3rd, where in the context of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism,
he said, of late immorality has been rampant in temples and monasteries. We will organize a meeting of the committees formed on behalf of the government and Hindu Religious and Charitable Endowments Department, which is actually the state department which is in control of all Hindu temples in the state of Tamil Nadu, and discussed regarding taking actions to stop this. So a blatantly open call to action on all levels, be it gathering the anti-Hindu terrorist elements together or telling the state departments, which are all obviously under his control, to take action in every which way to eliminate the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and Kailasa itself. On 12th April 2010, the parent organization of the Chief Minister hosted a press meeting where the leader of this anti-Hindu atheist terrorist, one Mr. K. Veeramani, said, central and state governments should clearly take criminal action against them. The crores of property they have earned through crooked means should be taken over by the government. It is to be noted here, we are witnessing public hate propaganda being propagated by the state itself and a call for governments on all levels within the country, the central and the state governments, to take so-called criminal action. But what was the crime done? Nothing mentioned. What is the case about? No mention. Who is the victim? No mention. Yet, a massive hate propaganda on the basis of a fabricated video which was made and released and spread virally by the television channel owned by this very state wing, and which some years later was found to be at the hub of a massive scam running to literally billions of dollars. The fabricated video of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism became a political justification for the state government to implement and execute anti-Hindu laws and executive orders that destroyed all Hindu temples in Tamil Nadu over the next decade. Earlier on 5th March 2010, just 3 days after the fabricated video was released, the same leader of the anti-Hindu terrorist elements had given an interview where he said, in the context of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and other Hindu gurus, if you probe them, they will ultimately end their life in jail, almost national criminals. Following the statement of the Chief Minister, the very next day, on 4th March 2010, the State Police of Tamil Nadu filed fabricated accusations on the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, charging him under Section IPC 376 of the Indian Penal Code, which is actually rape, without mentioning anybody as even a victim of rape, not even a witness to the so-called crime of rape. No evidence, nothing to substantiate this absolutely baseless charge. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism continued to be hounded by the police of not less than 3 states, and the neo-Hindutva media supporting, fueling this whole hate propaganda, and the state intelligence itself for months. Within days, more than 50 Adi Shaivite minority temples and monasteries in different cities were attacked simultaneously and rapidly, some set on fire and shut down by the atheist terrorist militants aiding the state police, including the very spiritual headquarters of Kailasa at Adi Kailasa and the very quarters of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, not only set afire, but he, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism himself, locked inside the quarters, the whole hut doused with the inflammatory materials, literally petrol bombs thrown on it, and the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism attempted to be burnt alive while the whole thing was being flashed live on television channels of the state and of the country, and the police watching this, not only taking no action, but stopping the residents even from putting out the fire. The Adi Shaivite minority Hindu deities were desecrated and burnt. Billboards and banners of the community and the deities which were hung inside or nearby the temples also set on fire throughout the states.
The Tamil Nadu state police fabricated the accusations against the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. In next few days, the politically owned neo-Hindutva media, they amplified the misinformation, spreading it to the entire countries with the titles "Hang the Sin Swamis." The number of attempts to assassinate Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism followed. Before we go to the next segment, let's have a short break and we'll be right back.
What I mean by the word Kailasa, listen intensely. Enlightenment ecosystem, literally enlightenment itself, in your own home, wherever you are. If you cannot come to Kailasa, it's okay. Kailasa can come to you. Kailasa coming to you is Kailasa. I will revive Hinduism. I am a Hindu revivalist, not by any revolution, but by evolution. And setting model community. Kailasa, enlightenment ecosystems, Sarvanya Pitas all over the world. All powerful cognition, knowledge, only when you live, power manifestation and possibilities manifestation happens. It's a fundamental truth. Hinduism cannot live exclusively as one sampradaya. No. All sampradayas of Hinduism is an ecosystem. So don't keep quiet thinking that if one sampradaya is attacked, only that sampradaya is going to be affected. All of us are ecosystem.
I invite all of you to get involved and enjoy Hinduism by the principle of Dharmo Rakshati Rakshitaha. When you protect Dharma, Dharma protects you.
We will make the whole planet flourish spiritually. The spiritual prosperity will happen to the whole planet. We all have to coexist together.
Welcome back. On 3rd March 2010, 100 militants of the Karnataka Rakshana Vedike and other neo-Hindutva militant groups entered the Bangalore monastery, ambushed the residence hut of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, pushed him inside the hut and set it on fire while the police watched and did not allow even the monastery residents from putting out the fire. This was even flashed in the media, including the inability and not the reluctance of the police to offer protection. The police threatened the monastery residents of filing fabricated accusations against them, such as possession of skin of endangered animals, unless they forfeited the monastery. To normalize the society, multiple television channels with neo-Hindutva affiliations aired the assassination attempt alive. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism escaped from the bathroom window of his quarters, the hut which was set afire, and he continued to be hounded by the police of 3 states, the neo-Hindutva media, and state intelligence for months. One can see here in Tiruvannamalai, Salem, Hosur, Pondicherry, attempts to mob lynch and kill the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism occurred. Fourth March of 2010, about 2 days after the false fabricated video was released, the state police of Tamil Nadu went ahead and filed the fabricated accusations on the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, charging him of rape without mentioning anybody as a victim of the rape. 25th March 2010, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism's anticipatory bail was denied by the High Court, citing apprehension of the petitioner is unfounded, saying that there was no basis on which the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism could be arrested because there was no case, no victim, nothing. So he did not need bail. 25th March 2010, in the anticipatory bail was denied by the High Court, saying the very same thing. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism could be arrested as no investigation, could not be arrested technically, legally, as no investigation records mentioned him as involved in any crime being investigated. And the court said he did not need a bail and so denied the petition. The court also directed the Council of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism to approach the right forum for bail if required. Since 1977, the Supreme Court has laid down a clear principles and held in various judgments that however, throughout the period of illegal arrest and torture of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism in 2010, his bail petitions were denied on unfair and prejudicial grounds. That was a glimpse into just a few months, just literally probably a few days in 2010 of the massive persecution done to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism and the whole genocide that was attempted on Kailasa. But today, as we speak, and when India faces the oncoming 3rd wave of the global pandemic called COVID-19, What is Kailasa doing? What is the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism doing for humanity? Let us see.
New COVID care centers were opened across India. That includes the Adi Kailasa in Vidadi, Salem Adinam in Tamil Nadu, Thiruvannamalai Adinam in Tamil Nadu, Rajapalayam Adinam in Tamil Nadu, Puduvai Adinam in Tamil Nadu, Pattanam Adinam in Tamil Nadu, Sirakapadi Adinam in Tamil Nadu, Sripuram Adinam in Tamil Nadu, Avattipalayam Erode in Tamil Nadu, Hosur Adinam in Tamil Nadu, and Baroda Adinam in Gujarat. So, in addition to the multiple free COVID care centers that were opened across India, various social services were offered during pandemic in Kailasa's de facto spiritual embassies across India. Spiritual services offered during pandemic in Kailasa's de facto spiritual embassies across India. And apart from all of this, the Devi Parashakti has been blessing the humanity with cosmic revelations. She's revealing these to protect the humanity on ongoing pandemic. The COVID care centers are equipped with best medical care, whether it is allopathy, Ayurveda, or the Siddha medicine. They have the best infrastructure to accommodate thousands. So at present, the Adi Kailasa Sarvangapeetham is working on accommodating more than 10,000 people. The accommodation for multi-layered quarantine. Next is the emergency ambulances. The campus is equipped with enough emergency ambulances or the ICU on wheels. Campus is also equipped with enough fire safety equipment maintenance. Then you have personal protective medical equipment. Then the food security management through food banks. So the groceries are stored for next 3 years to enable the Anadan is happening every single day for the next 3 years. Next is the organic farming, ensuring sustainable practices are available in the campus. We are also doing the organic farming. So you can register yourself to be part of this COVID care protection centers. You can register yourself through this link, kailasa.org/Kailasa care. KAILASA.org/KAILASA care, CARE. So let's take a few minutes to register ourselves through this link and we'll be right back.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Welcome back. Next, we're going to see some of the glimpses of what is happening in the Adi Kailasa Sarvanya Peetham. In the COVID care centers, you can see how the participants are blissfully enjoying the morning spiritual routine, which includes yoga and Shiva Puja in the enlightenment ecosystem in Adi Kailasa. The morning spiritual routine makes up the first 5 hours of anyone's day. It is one of the most fundamental and vital practice for any seeker, anyone on the path to achieve enlightenment, on its path to achieve the superconscious space of Paramashivoham. Kailasa's Department of Human Services is responsible for overall needs of all the visitors of Adi Kailasa. The Minister of Infrastructure reconciles their current standing and status of housekeeping, taking note of what needs to be upgraded and procured to make each multi-layered quarantine facility self-sufficient. Kailasa's Department of Human Services is responsible for overall needs of all the visitors of Adi Kailasa Ministries of Infrastructure that reconciles their current standing and status of the housekeeping, taking note of what needs to be upgraded and what needs to be procured to make sure each multi-layered quarantine facility is self-sufficient. With this, we come to the end of today's Adi Kailasa's multi-layered quarantine facility segment, and we welcome all the viewers to join us in Adi Kailasa for COVID Care Protection Center. You can register through the link below, which is kailasa.org/Kailasa Care, KAILASA.org/KAILASACARE. So we invite everybody, whoever is feeling insecure, whoever wants to protect yourself and your families on this ongoing pandemic, for you to have a spiritual breakthrough and ensure that all your personal, physical, and medical needs are all taken care. You are welcome to join us in COVID Care Protection Centers. Next, we will be having the power manifestation session. So before we go to the next segment, let's have a short break.
We get you health. We get you ability to build beautiful relationships in your life. We get you direct spiritual support, and we make sure you become wealthy. We won't stop giving you just good life. We will literally not stop till you live enlightened life. Manifesting the state of Paramashiva, space of Paramashiva, powers of Paramashiva, being of Paramashiva.
Those